episode 2 to you. I don't know what I do, but I think I am our few. It is going on. What month is this again? I think it's March. I'm with my friend. We're on to another episode. We're going to talk about local topics that we know. And this is the beginning of this show. If you like what we do and then you'd like to see it again, subscribe, share, and let it know to all of your friends.
Let's go.
I got to work on that a little bit.
You're a beast, dude.
Getting there.
It's perfect.
Yeah. If it doesn't mean anything, that's okay.
Rapping so good, I thought you were black.
Hey, man, I said earlier, at least people think I'm Middle Eastern.
Yeah. A little bit of flavor.
Yeah, I'm going for it. Speaking of black, look over here on my shirt here. It might be a knockoff. Hopefully no one finds out about that. But
Almost says the N-word, bro.
I know it was from,
You gotta be
Nigeria.
careful.
Yeah, I know. I can't enunciate the word. People say, "What your shirt say?" I just do this.
Yeah.
Don't get me. I ain't saying it. I ain't saying it, bro. You know. But yeah, man. When Usman fought, who's that last champ he fought? He baptized the dude.
Gilbert.
That was before.
Gilbert's?
No.
Gilbert Burns?
Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
You don't like Masvidal, huh?
Well, I don't like bullshit.
He's a Trump guy now, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, he realized what Kobe Covington was going to. He's like, okay, people take the WWE profile or that template, and then they try to take because it works, bro. It works, right? They have great stories, millions of followers. How long it's been going on? Mm-hmm. The same bullshit story,
right?
You know, so they understand. I got to be one of these characters. You know, everybody wants to be the, amazing, beloved, George St. Pierre,
right?
You know, but sometimes you got to be the Kobe Covington.
Yeah, and you probably make more money that way too.
Yeah.
You see Logan Paul, he was in he did a little bit of, what was he? He was in the WWE.
Was he?
He made an appearance, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, when you have a lot of businesses understand, like Dana White was saying, he's like, this kid has a lot of followers. They ain't real fighters like us. Like they're not this elite group, not me, but he's saying
like me,
like us, obviously. You know, when I was a kid, I had a Mike Tyson voice, and then, but anyways, but he understands that guy does have a group. We were just talking earlier about podcasting. There's so many people who don't listen to podcast, but still the market is so big.
Oh yeah,
Haven't touched the market yet.
No.
Imagine news radio or news TV. A lot of these stuff will just disappear. Why put billions of dollars into this stuff when it's really just background?
Yeah.
You know,
podcasts that are big, like Mark Normand, Sam Morrill, Sam Morril or whatever. They're it's so low effort. Like their set is like a tenth of what you put together.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, they get like thousands of views, and for what? We need to start a podcast beef. That's what we need to do. We got to pick up our numbers. We got to start a beef with someone.
Yeah. Well, maybe we don't want to go too aggressive.
Well, let's start attacking this guy named Mersh.
Mersh?
We're coming after you, Mersh.
I don't know who he is yet, but I'm gonna look him up. Okay. I gotta get some ammo.
He's a fat alcoholic from Florida.
Hey, they can't fuck with Florida.
Yeah.
Look at that the Broward County. That's where all the 9/11 fucking terrorists were practicing. Man, there's a couple things I follow on YouTube. There's a sheriff in a county I follow from Florida on YouTube, bro. Shit goes down in Florida. It's a third world country.
Oh, dude, it's fucked. The guy who made Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
I forgot his name, but his Twitter is perfect for looking at like current stuff in Florida. He always has the craziest shit going on. He just had a video of like a airport fight.
Yeah.
A bunch of people fighting in the airport. You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went kind of viral.
Yeah, they were fighting for seats on the airport. Meanwhile, no one got to sit down.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they were like brawling.
It was like
people were yelling, "Stop! You're gonna hurt him!" Like, no, he's sleeping already. He's hurt.
Yeah.
You know.
It was nuts.
There needs to be like some kind of PSA to people. Says, look, people, one, don't fight in public. Okay, there's no benefit. Second, when the fight is over, stop fighting. Because at one point the fight turns into an assault.
Yes.
You know, so you got to be smart. You know, hey, you out there fighting? The fight is over. Don't, when he's on the ground, don't kick him in the head, take his wallet, and spit on him.
There's nothing like the adrenaline rush you get, though, when you're spectating that. Like, when's the last time you saw a fight in public?
Oh, dude, I can't watch. I am an intervener.
Really?
Dude, oh, man. So I've known this for a long time. I try, but I understand that, you ever seen the movie Stand By Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the very, very, very end of the movie, right?
Is that with the kids?
The kids.
Okay,
River Phoenix's character, they all fade into, that fades out. And then the guy talking says, River Phoenix later went on to go to college, blah, 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 but ended up getting stabbed at a diner trying to stop a fight.
Wait, in real life or in the movie?
In the movie. In real life, he died of a drug overdose.
Oh, okay.
But in the movie, that's what he said. His character said. He said he left town. He started pursuing college, but then he tried to stop a fight at a diner and got stabbed and died.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
why are you trying to stop fights? You should learn from River.
Wait, exactly. So that's always been in my head. And that movie's been out since early 90s.
Yeah.
So that thought has always been in my head because I always feel like I told you before, I don't have levels of friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have.
They're all your best friends.
Everybody's my best friend or like an acquaintance. But don't get me wrong, I don't talk to anybody. So everybody gets the same level of of ignoring. So but if I'm in the community, you're part of my community. I'm helping you out. That's what I'm doing. So if there's a situation, I am spectating it, but not like, oh fuck, I'm gonna see someone get fucked up, and unless obviously I saw someone mouthing off, but still, as a human, I am. At one point, we're gonna have to protect. I don't want anybody to die. So at one point, when the fight turns into it's over, and then if I'm gonna have to jack you to get you off of this fight, I'm gonna figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even if maybe it's not all me, be like, yo, this is done. I'm gonna jack this dude. You guys gotta help me out. We're a part of the community. Fight's over. Now we're part of what they call that. Become a cop. So what they call that? You get to become a cop as a, making a citizen's arrest, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Dude, that is too much drama for me. I'll just spectate, and I get mad at the person breaking it up because it's like, hey, you're taking away my entertainment right now.
Yeah.
I remember in school, back in the day on like the playground and stuff, we would always get mad at the person splitting up the fight. Like, just let them keep going, Yeah.
Well, they want to fight. Let them fight. My daughter, she came home from school. The school that's closest to this, with the big B on it, they have all kinds of problems. They have all kinds of fucking problems. They have, beginning of the year, racist stuff written inside the bathrooms. There's so many kids that are actually just smoking weed at the school. Last year they had the #1 recruit in the country here. He left a year early and put out a video on YouTube about popping pills. No joke. But he's a badass running back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
football.
In Georgia, he's badass. He literally like his whole family is like huge.
Schools are getting nuts.
But
dude.
back to the school, fucked up school. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, my daughter comes home. She's been in school now a week and a half. 2 fights. And so my thing is like, oh yeah, what kind of fight? Like, so how'd it go down? And is it someone who wants to fight?
Why wasn't she recording it? That'd be my main.
You can't take your phone at school.
What?
Well, you can't. You're not supposed to have your phone out. I don't fucking know, really. Be honest with you, I have no fucking clue. They're talking about, let me not skip subject here. But my point being is, when people fight, is it 2 people wanting to fight, or is it 1 person trying to punk somebody?
Yeah.
That's one intervening. Hey, so like when the punking comes, I'm like, yo, done. Dude don't want to fight. Over with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially if the guy's trying to walk away. Or I try to stay out of the loss, but it's like, I'm not gonna just let someone get hurt, because also by law, you need to fucking protect your community, right? Isn't that the fucking Seinfeld law?
I feel like you're cucking the content. That's content cucking.
Content cucking?
Well,
trying to get in there.
Yeah, you're like ending the content. The last fight I remember that was like a major fight that I saw was at a Fresno State game, and it was a brawl. It was like 5 or 6 dudes just beating the crap out of each other, and
I'll let them go.
Oh yeah, there was nothing I could do. I was like
No.
I was like a twig. I was like a skinny little twink, and these were like drunk, like college kids.
No, to be a situation like that, you step back,
Yeah,
watch,
enjoy the show.
and then once it gets like you hear any loud noises, take everybody who know close to you and run the fuck away.
Right. These were white kids. There was no threat of a gun violence at that game, and I don't even know. They probably check nowadays, right? Like,
No, there's always been a beep, beep, tester.
oh really?
Yeah.
I can't remember back then, but yeah, there must have been because there was like security guards at the entrance.
Yeah.
But yeah, and especially at a Fresno State game. But that was like the last brawl that I remember, and there was no way I was getting in between that.
No, that's a fucking melee of people.
Yeah.
You know? Typically, those situations, you step back.
One on one, like you're describing, I could understand that. Like, you don't want to see a murder take place in front of you.
Yeah, I can't see a murder take place, and even in a big situation like that, like when someone's down, don't kick them in the head.
Yeah.
Right? Don't kick them in the head. Even the police officers, we ask them after you shoot the dude, give him CPR. That's what we're so like. Okay, bro, like I know there's no fucking Herb Dean to pull you off, but these shots are not necessary.
I watch a lot of Police Activity. It's a YouTube channel. You know about that channel?
I watch a lot of those Audit the Auditors. There's a Central Valley version of them where they just follow the cops around and watch all the things they do.
I know about one of those.
Yeah.
And those guys they're funny, but it's like,
some instigate.
could you imagine how annoying it is to run into one of those guys as a cop?
But also, like, after you've seen like enough of them, like you understand. This guy just has a camera videotaping him. Leave this fucking nerd alone.
Yeah.
Get the fuck. Why you? And then if you're messing with this nerd, what problems do you have in your fucking life, bro? That this is pissing you off. Get the fuck on.
Yeah. Well, most cops, when cops get mad at them, they're just like power tripping.
100%. But when are you talking about?
The
cop interaction?
Police Activity. That YouTube channel is tremendous. They're like every single day. They'll show some of the craziest shit that you've ever seen, and it's just it's all body cam footage.
Yeah.
From Axon or whatever. What is that? What is the name of that company? Their little logo is in like every single video.
AXON.
Something like that. Yeah.
They probably make the cameras or something.
Yeah. I want to get like a hat with their logo on it.
Oh yeah. Very sweet.
See if anybody recognizes it, but yeah, that YouTube channel is like just full of crazy shit that these cops are doing like every day. And I bet that's just the stuff that gets released. That's not even like the half of it.
You said it's called what?
Yeah, Police Activity on YouTube.
I'll look that up now. I fell down right there. Things happen.
But what did I just see on there? I saw that Michaela or Micaiah or whatever, that 16-year-old chick who got shot. Yeah. The chick who's tried to stab.
Well, did you dig deep into that video? Forget the stabbing part, but did we talk about that last time?
Nah.
Oh, I think I was telling my son about it. So,
you see the black guy kick the other chick in the head?
Kick the fucking. So I'm saying, okay, what the situation happened? Oh, wrong computer. Hope I didn't stop that. No, I didn't. Sweet. You said it's called Police Activity?
Police Activity, yeah.
Police Activity.
Yesterday they had a video on there of a guy who just carjacked like a Chrysler. Cops surrounded him real quick. And he put the car in reverse real fast, dragged some cops, then he got lit up.
There we go. Police Activity. Yeah, I was saying like that one situation where the girl got stabbed or was trying to stab everybody. Oh, I didn't turn his TV on yet.
Apparently she called the cops too.
Yeah. So.
And it was a birthday party.
So I'm trying to go through the situation, okay? Imagine you're at your house. Your daughter has a party, has some friends over, and shit's going down because your daughter now is hooking up with the boyfriend of one of the other girls, okay?
Was that what happened?
No. I have no idea.
I know what happened.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
Let me finish my fake story fast. Okay. So you're at home, okay? Because I'm explaining why the dad kicked some bitches in the head.
Right.
You know, a little girl. You know, because why didn't you arrest that dad yet?
Yeah.
So
What the fuck?
you're at the house now. These girls are surrounding your daughter, trying to fight your daughter. You know, and just your daughter at a party, but she didn't show up to the party to hang out with your daughter. They showed up to beat your daughter's ass. So now your daughter's taking that cake knife that she was going to cut the cake open with. That they try to throw the cake at her because they're like, "Fuck this bitch! She got a weave. We're going to throw a cake at you. Fuck your hair up and your tracks because this cake's going to get up there. And we're going to fuck you up." And she ducked and she had the knife. She said, "No, it ain't happening." And she came out with the knife. They're like, "Oh shit." Plan and party's over. So they scurry out, and the dad's like, "Hell no, you guys don't ruin my party. Fuck up that cake. My wife spent like 3 hours making that fucking cake." So they're fucking brawling outside. That's when the cop shows up. So they're out there, and that's when the lady's trying to stab her and fucking knocks that bitch down. And then the dad kicks that bitch in the head, and that's when the cop shows up. Unfortunately for that chick, she has a knife. You get a knife, and the cop shows up. 1 + 1 = you dead. Unfortunately, on those situations, that's why even why having a gun does not happen, help for citizens. Because imagine if 3 of those people had the guns, all 3 of them would have been shot. And then if the cop shot the wrong person, you think the other person who has a gun is not going to shoot the cop?
Right.
Then what? But I don't know what happened at all. So you tell me.
That is a fucking crazy. What do they call? Oh, that's a fan fiction, dude.
Yeah, that could have happened. Though. But I was just trying to play devil's advocate. Like, why would the dad kick her, and why would the girl stab these other girls? Everybody, hey, I don't. 4 shots is too much on the girl. The cop did the right thing and resuscitated her as soon as she went down the ground. But in that situation, it is what it is.
I don't know. I don't think a cop did. He was a rookie too. A cop was a rookie.
Young cop.
14 months on the job.
100%.
Or 14 or something like that.
Hasn't got a death shot one yet.
No.
No death shots.
Yeah. What is it? Wait, a death shot?
Yeah, that's that. The other guys. That's that Will Ferrell movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
They're like, you got a death shot yet? He's like, what do you mean? We all do it. You got your desk. You shoot your gun.
Oh, okay.
You gotta do it. And he fucking guy shoots his gun. And what the fuck, dude? He's all pointing at him like, give me your gun. And they give him a wooden gun. He's not allowed to have a gun anymore. So
I remember that.
Yeah.
Where a bunch of
he's young, so he hasn't got a death shot in yet.
A bunch of hobos like did something in that dude's car, right? I remember that movie.
Yeah.
I remember watching those movies like dozens of times because we had a black box where we would get free pay-per-view.
Hell yeah.
And I'd watch the same goddamn movie over and over and over
That's
again.
all they had over and over. Yeah. They played every like 6 months or 3 months they would watch them out. See, when I was in high school, I talked about my parents going out of town. We had that box.
Yeah.
So I've seen everything. And then
dude,
I baited to everything you could possibly bait to. So then like when I had a party, I had a gang of people there. All the other dudes didn't have access. This is pre-internet, right?
Group bait session or what?
No. But all the dudes would focus and watch the porno.
Yeah.
And then
free porn channels.
Yeah. So I would just have the whole party and chicks to myself because the guys were so taken away.
I had a very different experience. I would have sleepovers with my buddy Zach.
Oh, group bait, sword fights.
We
will edit this one out. Sorry about that.
Keep it in here. I need to.
Okay, here it comes.
This is reminiscing right now.
No longer gonna roll with anybody.
Dude, I wasn't even jerking it back then. Back then, we would just watch it just to watch it, and because it was like the first time that we were even exposed to it. And I think porn websites were a thing, but this was like early fucking internet. Like this was like before YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, but once Napster came out, and it was like 01.
That was
2000. Napster gave you everything.
Yeah.
That's when you start seeing like
LimeWire
prolapses and oh dude, everything fucking imaginable was on there.
Remember LimeWire?
Oh yeah. I've heard of it. I don't know. I've never downloaded anything on it.
That was man, I spent so many hours just like filing through torrents on LimeWire.
The whole thing. How many movies you got? I got every movie. Like, you watching them? No.
You would search like a movie, and then what would be in there is like busty Latinas, like Big Tits 3 or whatever. Like it was all like porn.
That was your algorithm.
It might have been. My brother was downloading a bunch of shit. And I remember back then, your ISP would they would contact you. They'd like send you a letter in the mail like, hey,
oh yeah,
you guys are illegally torrenting these movie titles. This was the last movie title, and it'd be like a crazy porn name. And I remember my dad actually like confronted my brother about it, and that kind of spooked me a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But that black box, That was insane. You'd get like the Playboy channel.
UFC fights?
Dude, I wish I was into UFC back then, because
yeah.
that's when Pride was going on.
Yeah, you had everything. That was awesome. Like with Vanderlei Silva back in the day, dude. And then Rampage Jackson. Those things were shocking to watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was violent. And the Pride stuff, that was like prime. That was like Pride's prime right there, was those early days. But Pride was at like in Japan, so it would show at like really odd hours of the night, right? Yeah. I never even got exposed to that. Like, I wish I did.
That's where we got to watch the UFC 1, 2, 3, and so like, you know, when I tell the story I mentioned before, when cable came to my town, it was a big change. They came and they trenched the street, you know, so like a little 6-inch street trench, and we're all riding BMX. Life was about popping wheelies and fucking riding bikes, you know. So we jump over the little thing, and then we had a box in our house. It was a brown box with a knob on it. Tick, 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 tick. We all had the big cube fucking televisions, right?
God damn, Reuben, you're old.
So it only had 32 channels. 32 was MTV. And it was amazing. It was, old school MTV music videos, and people were realizing how to make a music video at that time and their budget. So it was like huge. But HBO had this channel. We get to watch all these 80s films. Like, I was totally raised by TV. Yeah. 100%. But then the UFC fights came out, because that's where they couldn't, show them anywhere. So they had them on the pay-per-view. And then at the same time, I think it was like the Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson era. So you'd watch a Mike Tyson fight. Everybody's getting together. We're all putting in. My dad, older obviously, putting in per rounds. Yeah. And then fight would be over in one round. So you need more. And the UFC fight was an all-day thing because it was a tournament. Right. So the Horace Gracie would fight a couple times. So like over a weekend, you're watching all fucking day. And I was joking, but I'm serious. As a kid, every one of us, we all had Black Belt magazine, or Kung Fu magazine. Uh-huh. There's a couple things you had as a child when in the 80s and 90s. You had a BMX or Thrasher magazine. You had a Dirt Motocross magazine. And you had a Kung Fu magazine. That's the fucking thing. And you go through there, you're looking at, because in the Kung Fu magazines, they had early airsoft guns, but they were like real airsoft guns, but they were like $7. You can get a Uzi. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh my God. $20 shipping and then but they had full ninja stuff in there. Swords, nunchucks, the claws to climb shit. I'm like, oh man, if I had something to climb, grappling hooks. Oh, we all wanted a grappling hook so bad. For what? I don't know. But the dress like a ninja, that would have been the shit.
So jealous, dude.
Dude, so like I said, when they had on UFC, and this guy was, here comes a Kung Fu fighter versus a Jiu-Jitsu specialist. We're like, what? This fucking ninja's going to kill everybody. Do you watch TV, bro? American Ninja? Ninja's going to fuck everybody up. And then after, is he going to puff around? Where does he live? Like, I don't know where ninjas live. Is he going to puff away and smoke and leave? Right. It was a magical time.
I'm jealous, dude. My childhood was gay. We got Pokemon cards.
Fuck that shit.
That was in my heyday. It was Pokemon cards. I didn't even keep any of them either. Like, if I'd kept them, could have made a fortune now. But, that's what we had. We had plastic bullshit. That's what we grew up post 90s.
Yeah. Well, see, people always say, like, 2000s. Nowadays kids have video games. That's why they don't do blankety blank. But we had video games. Dude, Nintendo. You get Nintendo. Everybody had be at my house. We played Nintendo, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. We got the controller. Only had two buttons, A and B, right? Yeah. You get a spoon. Like you're playing like track and field, you're trying to run. You get that spoon and like you're playing like a clit, back and forth and shit, So you break every record. You do that, play video games until the thing overheats, and get on your bike and ride out your fucking bike through the fucking cliff jumps. And that's when I met Angel when we were kids. We fucking ride bikes and we'd go out and fucking like DeWolf out there by Clovis Lakes. There's like it's a canal, but it's kind of like a river. And there's an area where there's like a 15-foot cliff jump. Yeah. There's a bridge that goes across. We tied a rope to the bridge, and the rope ties onto a board. And then the board has like a little string coming up like a handle. So you can take it to the side, and then you get on the board. It will take you out in the middle of the river. Is kind of going fast. It's a canal, but it's river speed. Yeah. And then you can stand up on the board and scurf and go back and forth, on the board. Of course, if you go under, we had a couple people who had to save from drowning. But it was fun.
Jesus Christ.
Eating peaches out there and shit, pesticide right off the side.
That's insane.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, you guys grew up when you could pick on the special needs kid. Now, if we do that, it's going to be like a town controversy, you know?
Yeah, we didn't pick on the special needs kids. Well, actually, I have stories of that, but we did always. We never pick on anybody who we could beat up. That always didn't seem fair. You know what I mean? I have a friend I grew up with, and he's gay now. But
that's the only kids I picked on.
Oh no,
kids I knew I could beat up.
No, see, I was always the shortest, smallest kid. So like I know, like right now I'm 6'2", 200 plus pounds.
You're a unit right now, dude.
I'm big now, but like when I was 6th grade, I wrestled the 69 weight class, and I wear all my gear, and I was the shortest kid in class. My kid in 6th grade weighed 130 pounds, like
it's like me,
double my size. You know, so like I was always the smallest, but like in wrestling, I beat everybody in my school, and I was really aggressive, but I wouldn't pick on someone small because it'd only be a minute of time until someone realizes I'm small, and it doesn't matter if I'm scrappy, they're still gonna pick on you.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't. We had a gay kid. Wouldn't pick on him. He was just our buddy. He's good. There was a kid that lived down the street from us. Like our streets are all straight, so he's actually on the next block.
He's on the curvy one, right? He's on the non-straight street.
The non-straight street. Well, this guy wasn't the gay kid. That kid was.
Oh shit.
That kid's. I got a funnier story told about him. But anyways, so this kid was a special needs kid, and he was probably much older than us. But he sat on his porch. He wore a bandana over his head, and he acted like a cowboy. So he had a fence in his yard that wouldn't go out. So we'd make loops around our block, right? That's what you do on a bike. You make loops when you're in fucking 8. Man, I made a whole loop. I went around 2 blocks, bro. I had a friend who could ride a wheelie around the whole fucking block.
Jesus.
Bro, he was a fucking wheelie expert. But anyways, if you ride by that guy, and he'd go, so we'd act like we shoot him too, and then.
That's badass.
Yeah, no, and now he's part of our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nobody's picking, like I said, you're part of our community. I'm not going to pick on you part of the community because you're wounded. I'm not trying to, we're going to beat you up right now because we're just going to pick somebody out.
Yeah.
Not the wounded one. But one time when I think I was 19 years old, I'm driving to my parents' house and my friends at my parents' house. I'm getting dropped off, and my friends at my parents' house, I'm about to leave. And I'm driving by, I see these 2 kids picking on that guy.
The cowboy?
The cowboy on the corner. He rode a tricycle, like around 2, fucking rode bike and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? So I think my girlfriend was driving me because I didn't have a car or a license. So I'm like, go to my house fast. My friend was there. I'm all, go get to my house fast. So get in my car, and I had 2 friends in the car. I'm all, get in the car, go back to the corner. It was literally like 7 houses. Pink, pink. I'm all, we're going down there. I'm all, there are 2 kids picking on this special needs kid.
We're going to beat the shit out of some kids.
Roll up as fast as you fucking can. Kids are like 15, 16. I'm like in my 20s.
Yeah.
Or 19. So I said, roll up as fast as you can. Slam on the brakes. I'm getting out. I'm jacking these kids. You know what I mean? Or at least I'm going to get them. You know what I mean? So it's only like 6 houses, and you hear my friend's Mitsubishi truck. What? We get close, and the kid's like, what? They're on their fucking bikes now, fucking like poking at the kid on his bike,
Yeah.
And they fucking drop their bikes, what? And they fucking run. And there's like a fenced yard. They jump over that fucking fence. At 19, I'm fucking fully fit. So I'd leap that fucking fence in a bound, and now I'm on these 2 kids. They're, they ran towards the house or into a bush, and now they're like, it's like a dog, scared in the corner.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I will fuck you up if I ever see you talk to that motherfucking kid again.
Yeah.
Don't you ever pick on anybody. I'm sorry. So, well, done. And I got my fucking car, and my buddy's car, we took off. But those kids, it was like, if you had a dog got in trouble and they realized they got in corner, they go in the corner, that was these kids.
That cowboy never shot at you again.
Yeah.
You were his boy now.
Yeah, I said, what's up, dude? He probably said, fuck you. Like, they don't give a fuck. My friend's older sister was a special needs, MS. I don't know exactly what it is. I love everybody. So, but anyways, she had a bike too. She lived down the street. She would ride around. I called my friend and say, hey, stand there. And she knew who I was. She loved me. But she would go, fuck you, and hang up.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck? And it was funny because, like, for them, they were a family, and she's not special needs, Chrissy. She was just Chrissy.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, like, they would just be like, it was strange to me, but then I get to understand they would just beat each other up.
Really?
Even like she'd go swimming, she'd put a vest on, she'd float and like kind of float around the pool, and they'd be joking. She'd be a dick to them, and he'd be a dick to her. Like, wait, she's special. And he's like, no, she's my sister. I'm beating her ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably fun to have a sibling like that when you're a kid. They're just like another kid. I remember there was these twins in my neighborhood, Roy and Billy. And I think Roy was okay. And Billy I think he was like a little bit downsy. And these guys were awesome. They were like really good friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another kid further down the line. Roy and Billy, that was in like 2nd grade or something. Then in like 4th, 5th grade, I knew a kid named Donnie. Donnie was the best. Like I never picked on him, but I guess kids would mess with him. But I feel like I remember even back then I was talking to my brother. I was like, there should be a fucking TV show about this kid called like the Donnie Show. Just follow him around.
Yeah,
because he was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the one thing I remember about him is one day we were just in class. Donnie was just spitting on his desk and rubbing the spit around on his desk. And the teacher was like, Donnie, what are you doing? And he just like looked up at her. He didn't even know what to say. And he just had like his fucking desk covered in spit. And I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I love it. They have a couple shows like Love on the Spectrum. You know, it's people who are like autistic of certain ways.
Hooking up?
And they're dating.
Jeez Louise,
and
dude.
It's great because like the filters are off, on these people.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are you into? I like video games, and I normally date Asian girls, and you're obviously not Asian.
Wow.
She's like, okay.
Asian girls got low standards these days.
But it's crazy, the show is awesome. You fall in love with the people.
Is it on TLC? The Freak Show channel?
I don't know.
TLC is straight up 100% freaks.
Is that where they have the 600-pound sisters too?
Yeah, I think so.
That shit.
They have that. They have something about like toenails.
Oh, fuck that.
They have
Pimple Popper.
Yeah, Pimple Popper is on there. They got all the disgusting shit on TLC. They should just rename it E-Fucked. The channel should just be called Have you ever been on E-Fucked?
No.
Dude.
Like, do I need to go to that page?
Not online because you'll get pulled, but E-Fucked is like you remember E-Bombs World?
Oh yeah.
It's like that but for porn.
Oh.
They put like all the crazy messed up stuff from porn videos in there.
Yeah.
It's like Live Leak. You ever go on Live Leak?
A couple times.
Live Leak has kind of been nerfed down. They took away comments. That from then on it was downhill.
Usually the better thing though.
Which one?
Taking away the comments.
It was fun though. Like the comment section would be hilarious.
Well, so like TMZ, like if they post something up, especially like a shooting or something like that, anything has to do with race. Now they take away all the comments. They're like, we know how this turns out.
Yeah.
Instead of having just all we're doing is really giving a pot for people to stir. So we're just gonna take out the fucking stir handle.
Live Leak was like industrial accidents and stuff. It was like violent stuff.
Dude, industrial accidents. Because I'm in construction, so I see a lot of these things that we do.
Oh yeah, it's probably nightmare fuel for you.
Dude, I've seen people get wrapped up in like people like making spools of wire.
Yes.
And then it wraps a dude up and then spins them for 15 minutes until there's nothing left.
Yeah. That's the Chinese special right there.
Oh, is this the one?
What, the birthday party stabbing?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, this is the one. Is that where he's like Simon Says?
He's laying down. He shoots him, kills him.
Yeah.
This is a different one.
Yeah,
that guy got away, pension, everything. He's back to work. The guy got away with everything.
Really?
Yeah. No charges.
That cop was insane.
His lawyer, his name is Mark Garagos, the guy who protected. He goes after cops. I talk about this guy, Mark Garagos.
No.
Mark Garagos. He's Armenian. He has a show called Reasonable Doubt. Love it. Awesome show. It's every Saturday. Him and Adam Carolla. It's only about 30 to 40 minutes podcast. After you check out this podcast, check out Reasonable Doubt. But it's about cases, and he gives you insight to everything. The Derek Chauvin case. It was funny because this guy Mark Garagos is basically the go-to guy when you're trying to go after cops who kill people.
Okay.
He's the guy. He has done the one that's I can't remember that kid's name in the
Rittenhouse?
no, not the Rittenhouse, not the Rittenhouse. The guy in the Arizona, the kid laying down and gets shot.
Oh, okay. I have no
He's
idea.
laying down on his stomach, his hands are up, and he's crawling, crying. The cops, get your fucking ass here, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm so sorry, no, don't do it. And he's a pest control guy. He was up in his apartment with his pest control gun, or no, he had like an airsoft gun. He was looking through his fucking scope, looking around, and someone called the cops on him. So he's into it was just a fucking airsoft gun, or
What was he doing? Just LARPing?
just looking at, because it's a scope.
He was just LARPing.
Kind of, yeah, in his room. So then the cop comes and said, I don't have nothing. I have nothing. He's in his, so he's like in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. He's crawling. His shorts are falling down. He's laying on his stomach, crawling, crying.
Yeah.
Crying. As he's crawling, he's fucking crawling. His pants fall down. He goes to pick his pants up. They unload 18 shots on him, kill him. Just laying on the ground crying. And it drags out for like 15 minutes. There's no reason why any of this needed to happen. You know what I mean? But the cop got all the money.
Was it a black kid or
Well, all white. Everybody's white.
was it a white kid?
All white. But anyways, this guy, Mark Garagos, he defends all those. No, he prosecutes these cops. But this one Derek Chauvin case, the George Floyd case,
Yeah.
he was not asked to be on.
Why?
Well, I don't know why. But you can tell, like, every week when he posts his podcast, he's bitter about it. Because he normally always takes against the cop side, but this time he's taking the cop side. And so the whole time he's like, oh, he's going to get away with it. He's going to get away with it. Oh, no way they're going to prosecute him. No way. Oh, these prosecuting attorneys are crappy, because he's so, like, butthurt that he's not on the fucking case.
Yeah.
But other than that, that guy has a lot of, like, insight and great information on these cases. I highly recommend him.
Cop killings.
Well, besides just the cop killings, like whatever's going on in today's society, if there's a case that's popular, like even the impeachment trials, he would tell, like, this is what they're doing. Like Rudy Giuliani, bro.
He just got raided, right?
Dude, he's so fucked. Well, the thing is, see, this is where people are going to get really busted. People understand, and we've been saying this forever. Like,
Rudy's gonna be fine, dude. He's in the game.
they had, they were going to serve a warrant when Trump was president and Bill Barr was attorney general, but he held it back. He said, no, you can't go yet. You can't go yet. It's not ready. Like, no, we have enough evidence. We're going to go raid him. We have this stuff. We need to go get this stuff now. So they pushed it and didn't let them raid it. Let him eliminate and delete as much information as possible. And then now, because the new administration is, they will go ahead and let the search warrant start. Even like Matt Gaetz with the fucking, that guy, his partner, just flipped on him yesterday. Just told all the information.
He was hiring sugar babies, huh?
Hiring young girls, and then also he was asking for a pardon. He asked for a written statement to Roger Stone trying to get a pardon from Trump, because it was during Trump's administration that the Department of Justice was investigating Rudy Giuliani's Ukraine thing, because Trump said, go try and find stuff on Biden. Well, when they did that, they found stuff on Rudy.
Right.
So they fucking...
Rudy's dirty as hell, though.
He's dirty. So he's going... Bill Barr could get prosecuted for obstruction of justice because he didn't let them go ahead with the case that they wanted to go off in the first place. But nobody can say this has anything to do with Biden or anybody else, because this all happened during Trump's administration.
Yeah.
All this stuff was going on during that time.
Trump is only good for fucking
Entertainment.
pardoning all the pardons that he did at the end. That was like the main thing that he did.
If anybody complains, like I said, I don't like people's way of thinking. You cannot be a hypocritical way of thinking. You need to be consistent on your way of thinking in life. To me, that's what so you cannot say, man, these fucking people are letting all these people out of prison, and that's why all the homeless and problems around here are problems. But oh yeah, Trump pardoning fucking 200 people, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like, it's the same fucking shit, bro.
it is.
You know, but some of these guys killed fucking cops. Some of these fucking people killed innocent people, like physically shot them with guns.
Insurance scams. He pardoned a bunch of fucking people who were pulling insurance scams, millions of dollars that they, made off with. They didn't have to ever pay it back.
Roger Stone let him out, and then he goes and commits another crime to go get himself fucking right back in fucking jail again.
Roger's an old pervert, though. He just leave him to his own.
See, that's the
Let
problem.
him kill
There's
himself.
a lot of those. A lot of them. And then
In
those,
the Republican Party?
No, it's in general. Criminals that are just like that, paper criminals. And because they have money, then they get away with it. Then you know what they have is influence. And then the influence creates more of those paper criminals like them. And then the paper criminals are the ones who really in the long run ends up robbing us, poor middle class, insurance, wages, and everything else.
Yeah, they get our tax money. Roger Stone, he put in way back in the day, he put an ad in the newspaper that he needed like a fit black guy to rail his wife or something.
Hell yeah.
He's like into that shit.
The cuck originator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he's friends with one of these like brothel owners, like in DC or some shit. He's like really good friends with her. Some lady with like giant plastic tits. And that dude is straight up creep. Straight up
he
creep.
looks like he's like made from Hollywood.
He's got like a Neanderthal skull.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen his like skull?
Oh, in his office?
No, his
Or
head.
his real head.
His
Yeah.
real head
No,
is
yeah.
crazy looking.
No, he looks fucking crazy.
He's nuts.
You ever see the movie The Burbs? It's an old Tom Hanks movie. It's pretty good.
No.
There's a guy next door. He's like the bad, evil guy. He looks dead on to him, Roger Stone.
Like Roger Stone?
Yeah, it's like fucking a mixture between Roger Stone and Dr. Fauci actually put into one.
His outfits are nuts.
Yeah, and he does it on purpose. You know what I mean? These people are fucking idiots. Well, I was talking earlier about Jerry Dyer. See, everybody thought this Republican police chief was going to come into Fresno and push all these QAnon bullshit ideas, you know? But
That'd be nuts.
That'd
be entertaining.
Well, I was telling everybody, before he got elected, he got COVID really bad. He went to the hospital, and his wife did really bad. And then, I don't know if you heard up.
It's like God.
So, like I said, my kid plays football, and a couple of these parents all went to this Devin Nunes fucking group fucking meeting, and a bunch of these people had COVID. Jerry Dyer got it. A couple of the parents got it, and then the parents came home and gave it to the kids, so football got canceled for a little bit. But they all got COVID at the same time. But Jerry Dyer got it really bad because he's old. He's not exactly the most fittest guy. And as I hear, he likes to go out and have a little drinky drink, you know? So his immune system and body's tearing down on a regular basis, you know?
Jesus.
So nothing wrong with that.
He's an old guy.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Not tearing about anything, but he's been through it. There's no lies to him. He's like, no. I've been through it. So he came out right away and said on the Fresno Bee, and fucking news, wear a mask. Now he has a commercial out there that says, I feel it's my duty as a leader of this community to get vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. I want you to get vaccinated. Everybody in this community should get the vaccine. It is your civil duty to get the vaccine to protect your family and your community.
Hell yeah.
So I like the fact that I get it. It's not.
I'm vaccinated.
I'm halfway done. I got to get away another week for it. It's not a big deal.
All my
kids get it. My wife's not a big deal.
I like fudged the numbers. I'm gonna get double vaxxed.
Fuck
I'm gonna
yeah.
get 2 doses.
Go ahead and get what did someone say? I got half the Moderna and I got half of the Pfizer. I got the Arnold Palmer vaccine.
I'm gonna get double dosed. I'm gonna get as many fucking shots as I can.
I got to get an MRI on Monday. And they said, do you have any metal pieces in me? And I said, well, I got the fucking vaccine, so the chip is somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where's that. Could be my shoulder at the time. Who knows? You know. But Jerry Dyer was saying yesterday they had a thing with 13 mayors of California to get together for a super meeting. And they say that over the next 5 years, every year they need $4 billion to end homelessness. They're going to build homeless
concentration camps.
They're going to build over 100,000 homes to the homeless people.
Fucking A, dude.
Bro.
I'm going to pretend that I'm homeless.
I'm homeless.
Because fuck that. I need a free home.
And there are also more money. They're going to put money to like mental illness and health. And there's a lot of other stuff they need to help. But
just make a big loony bin, dude.
They tried to do something. The problem is, bro, like, you're not... When you have a bunch of people that are broken, you know, we're all broken apart.
Bunch of crackheads.
Mental illness, whatever the illness. I gotta fucking move
Let's
the
go.
music around. Boom,
crackheads.
boom. Yeah.
Rap about crackheads.
There's a homeless problem in this town. How are we going to get down? There seems to be too many crackheads. We're math at again. We used to be a methamphetamines. Then to the DUIs. We are the drunkest city in America. What can I say? They're not no lies.
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mom's spaghetti.
You know what we're considered the drunkest city in America?
Yeah, that fucker, Louis Theroux.
Yeah, but that's
you know
because of
Louis
DUI
Theroux?
checks.
You know Louis Theroux?
No. Be a great jiu-jitsu name.
That would be, yeah. That wouldn't be a bad name. But Hinato Kanuto is the best jiu-jitsu name.
That's a good one too.
Hanato Kanuto.
I think Gordon would be a terrible name for a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
guy.
like Ramsey.
Well,
The most popular Gordon is Gordon Ramsay.
Well, the most, I guess, the guy who claims to be the best jiu-jitsu ever named, his name's Gordon something or
Gordon
something.
Ryan.
Gordon Ryan.
He probably is, though.
He said, but he's so fucking annoying and cocky. And yesterday he posted a video. It said it was a picture of like a cartoon buff animal, and then a picture of a weak cartoon animal. And the big animal said, American, the founding fathers, like they're all buff, and then today people, like no motherfucker. When those people showed up, first of all, they were like everyone was a foot shorter.
Yeah.
They were malnourished. They didn't have a fucking diet. They weren't lifting weights, bro. They look all like homeless people.
Yeah.
If we went back there today, the nerds in today would fuck those dudes up.
Let's start a beef with Gordon Ryan and the Danaher Death Squad.
Well, I talk shit to Gordon every time because he posts, every time he says something like that, I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot, bro. Choke yourself out.
Choke yourself. That's the only person who can choke him out is probably himself.
I said, choke yourself out. Hey, you want to say you're a badass jiu-jitsu fighter? Cool, that's what you're good at. You know what you're not good at? Talking. Dude, don't talk about shit. I'm saying, stay in your fucking lane. If you don't know shit, I have a big thing. I keep on trying to say this. Stop posting memes.
Yeah.
Stop posting memes. You guys are stupid. Like almost every meme. If I post a meme, typically I made it. Almost every single time I made it, or like I definitely verified it. But I definitely don't like sharing a meme that's not verified to look dumb. I'm not gonna. Or like lowbrow comedy. That's another thing I don't like. Like, I guess it's funny.
It's hack.
But it's hack.
Yeah.
Come stronger with your game.
Right.
That's
what we're getting a lot of these days. Too much hack shit just being passed on as like regular, normal, like acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck were we talking about? Gordon's in Puerto Rico now.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like America. Doesn't like Americans.
He doesn't like the COVID stuff because he was in New York and they came down really hard with the COVID.
Yeah.
But Puerto Rico, they got good tax laws. There's a lot of Bitcoin guys who are moving to Puerto Rico, or they had been moving to Puerto Rico because there's no capital gains tax or something like that. And I even thought about it. I even thought about moving out to Puerto Rico. But Gordon's in Dorado or something like that, Puerto Rico, and it's just as expensive out there. Like, and the houses that are for sale aren't even that nice. Like, you'd have to get a custom house built. That'd be like $1 million plus.
Yeah, and the other thing is be like, listen, your linear way of thinking. Okay, I'm over here because I don't like the fucking COVID. Okay, well, also complain that there's not enough guns and cops. How's that over there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, I guarantee there's not fucking a shitload of police department all over the place making sure everybody's fucking safe all the time.
In Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
It's probably pretty dangerous.
Yeah. So I'm saying, but the other thing that people complain about, say here, well, you guys are going to defund the police. So you're for police, then you go to a place where there's no police. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're going to Texas because you want a fucking freedom, but you go to the place where you have less freedoms. You can shoot 2 more different guns. You know what I mean? But you can't smoke weed.
Right.
So, like, you actually lost your freedoms. You can still shoot guns in either state, but what is the purpose you're going there? Your linear way of thinking is not there. You're being a martyr.
Right. It was super fucked up where you could either have a weed, what was it, a fucking recommendation card or whatever, or you could have a gun license. Like, you couldn't have both.
Yeah, so the other thing, too.
That was fucked up.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're smoking this weed so I don't shoot people. Take that one out.
Take that. Yeah, I don't have either. No weed or guns. Lost them all in a boating accident.
When your family came here?
From Cuba. Yeah.
No, did you really? Were you going hunting and lost your guns or something?
I was took them all on a boat, and the boat capsized, and I lost all my guns and Bitcoin in a boating accident.
Oh man.
It's fucking terrible. I can't actually say that, though, because they'll make you report it, right?
You have to.
Don't they?
And then they go find them.
Fuck. Well, scratch that. I don't know what. I can't even say I lost them, because then I'll still have to report that shit, right?
Yeah, because you have guns out there, and that's the problem.
Can't say anything.
Why'd you lose them? You should have had them locked up.
Right.
So that's the problem. That's where all our wild guns are coming out there. It's not, people aren't buying them at the store. They're just left out. Like I said, I told you earlier, a guy inherited 30 guns. He's a complete alcoholic, a gambling, a sex addict. His whole life is fucking falling apart at the time, and he inherited 31 guns.
Yeah.
No background check, nothing. Here you go.
I would try to swindle some of those from him for cheap.
At the time, I was just trying to separate myself from any conversation. It was weird. I think I told a story before, but it was like first, I only worked with this guy for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I'm done. Or I think he just disappeared, But the day one, we were having a conversation, and he said he went to the strip joint. I was like, you go over there, you know someone named, and I named a name. It was a nickname. And he's like, yeah. I'm all, oh, cool. And then he's talking. I'm all, is that chick still there? She's all, well, she was with me. I thought you said you went to go see her. She's like, no, she's my wife. I was like,
nice.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't tell any more stories then. And then we're talking, and he's like, you know my wife, and I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. We had a conversation about it. And I said, I never slept with your wife or nothing. So
I was like, yeah, she gave me a lap dance.
Yeah, don't think about that. No, I didn't know her. I knew her before that, and I knew she was just a waitress there. She wasn't actually a stripper. She was a waitress.
Oh, okay.
There. And so I don't know. But anyways, I said I didn't sleep with her, so don't have to worry about that. Working together. He's okay. And then he went home the next day. He was talking. He's like, yeah, I mentioned my wife. He said, yeah, you guys are friends. She said she never slept with. He said no. He goes, she said you guys never did anything together. I was like,
she had to reassure him.
I said, no. I said I didn't sleep with her.
Oh shit.
We'll continue our day though.
Jesus, there was a guy who walked into my gas station one time. I was working like mornings, and it was early. It was like still the sun hadn't come up. It was like 6-something a.m. And the dude comes in, and he's like just real chatty. And I still see him sometimes coming into the gas station. And he was talking about how he's like, yeah, man, I'm in a real bad place right now. My wife, she's just torturing me right now, man. It's like, and he just started fucking spilling his guts to me. And he's like, yeah, I met her at a strip club.
Hell yeah.
And she was a dancer.
Hell yeah.
And then I told her to come with me.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, now I have a kid with her.
Hell no.
I'm like, fuck, dude.
Anchor baby.
Yeah. And he's like, she's taking my kid away from me, and she's taking all my money. I'm like, what the fuck do you expect, dude?
Yeah.
You're like,
it was pay to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to settle down with a chick you met in a strip club.
I can't believe this bad girl's not still a bad girl. I gave her a baby. What else you want?
Right.
Yeah,
and it seems like he was a beta provider.
Oh,
that's what these chicks. That's like their ultimate goal is a beta provider.
They get the base model, right? And
Yeah.
what they call that? The first family. I heard chicks say this before, to be their starter family.
Okay.
Got the little kid. That typically that's why they get either they go one way or the other, right? So they start with the secure nerd guy to get the secure nerd money. Then they get the baby who's not an athlete, or they do the opposite, where they hook up with the bad boy, push out these athlete babies, and then settle down with the nerd guy to take care of all the other things she wants and stays on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's before the 1,000 cocks. First, she runs through 1,000 cocks.
Oh yeah, 1,000.
And then all the chads, they get to rail her, use her up, and then she needs to settle down.
Fuck yeah. I was listening the other day, and they were talking about chicks. I'm just going to say girls instead of guys, because guys are broken. But if a girl slept with one guy a year, got married at 30, we'll say.
Yeah.
We'll keep it all, we'll round everything off. That's 10 dicks.
Uh-huh.
Right? If she does 2 dicks a
It's
year.
9 too many.
Well, I'm saying if they do 2 dicks a year, that's fucking 20 dicks.
Right.
Would anybody think maybe a girl goes on a date, she dates a guy for like 4 days or 4 weeks, sleeps with him, doesn't work out. Goes on another date, dates a guy for 6 months, sleeping with a lot, doesn't work out. Goes another guy, sleep with him, it's 3 guys. That could happen. You can see that maybe with a person that getting 3 relationships, or a quick one, a full one, and then a quick one, in a year. That's 3. That's fucking 60 dicks.
That's conservative these days, bro.
And that's my point is I'm giving you low numbers, but in reality, these people are on fucking Slinger and fucking Dinger and Winger and getting these fucking, people to show up, and they're pushing out 10 dicks a year. That is fucking, that's 100 dicks.
It is.
That's a whole lot of dicks.
How are we going to compete with our one dick, man?
Man, you just got to be one of 100.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like social media completely messed up the game. It's like only the top 5% of dudes are banging 80% of the chicks, because the chicks with social media now, it's like it opens.
I give a wink to the camera.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in that fucking top 5%. Not yet. Not until I get on some steroids.
Yeah. Well, I tell my wife I'm a virgin. Only had sex 4 times. I had a high school girlfriend, and then I got married. So then I had sex 3 times. Got 3 kids, and now I'm married again. So that's, so this is my 5th time.
5th time.
But anyways, I was married for 10 years, but then when I got divorced, it was the beginning of the roller coaster for dating apps.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, like the whoa, 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 and it was like, so like, I'm a single dad, and like, so half the week I had my kids, half the week I didn't have my kids. I'm really busy, and I'm working and I was actually going to college full time at the same time too. So I was like fucking busy guy. So the only thing I want to do, I have to get on Uber Sluts and fucking
Uber Sluts
and say, what's up, lady? How you doing? And then talk conversation. Since obviously this is a gift that I have here is a little conversation, I can crack little jokes, so you can
gesture maxing.
Yeah,
that's called gesture maxing.
Is gesture maxing?
You know what? Okay, so like a court jester.
Love it.
It's like that, and you're doing it. You're maximizing your gesture appeal.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm still a jester, dude. I'm still gesture maxing out here.
I just conversation. Let's run with it.
I feel anytime. Everything other than paying for a hooker is gesture maxing.
Yeah. Flexing, one way or another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you're just putting on a show and a dance for a girl. It's like, pick me.
Yeah, peacocking.
Peacocking, yeah.
See, but like me, I always like to do, like my peacocking is typically, you get a little face shot, you get that, and then just conversation. Like I said, when I was telling my kid the other day, at the time I was single there, I had a big douchebag truck. It was like a F350, had an 8-inch lift, 22-inch fucking rims, fucking 30 cent. It was as douchebag as you could possibly think of. It was huge truck.
Dope.
I didn't pick it out. My friend fixed it for me, and I was buying a basic truck, and he's like, look what I did for you, bro. And it's like, wow, like if people didn't think I was a douchebag before, they're definitely going to think I'm a douchebag. And so I say I didn't pick the car out, but the car found me.
Yeah.
I knew, there he is, our hero. But anyways, when I would go on dates, I wouldn't take that truck. Typically, 90% of the time, I wouldn't take my truck. I'd go drop it off at my dad's house, and I'd go borrow his basic F-150, which is mine also. But I would drive that truck, and the girls you have to get in my conversation. Also, like you've never seen me play guitar, but like guitar is a huge part of my life. When I graduated high school, I picked up guitar, and then I just went deep, and I learned everything. Like I played in bands, I write and record music, I got an album out. Guitar is huge to me, but I wouldn't take a girl and show her me playing guitar. That's almost like you said, maybe a gesturing. It almost be like a trick move, like, hey, check this out, I got a trick move.
That'd be the best move.
So I don't do that. I wouldn't do the truck or the thing.
That'd be like a shortcut.
The only thing I'm going to get is this gift of gab, and I'm going to win with this fucking conversation. And if this is what you're going to get, guess what? If I don't play guitar tomorrow or they fucking repo my truck, I still have this gift of gab, and that's the only thing I can offer you.
Yeah.
So that's me. I don't like being patronized, or any kind of fake. So I don't go to strip clubs. I don't let the bitch act like she likes. I know you don't like me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean, I'm not going to give you like the money, so like might as well just go straight to prostitution,
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here? So we're going straight to prostitution.
That's the androcentric way.
The end point of this were prostitution, okay. But
you can't nowadays. They're too it's hyperinflation. We're in
too costly.
Pussy hyperinflation.
Yeah. Because it's the Me Too movement. You have to get this. They're like, hey, we're selling the pussy, but not we're just selling the pussy. We're selling you the security, confidence that you're not going to get Me Too'd. Like, oh, I didn't know you guys came with insurance.
Right. I mean, dude, these days you could get There's been dozens of stories of guys getting accused of sexual assault for just asking a girl her number.
What the fuck, bro?
You know, if you're ugly enough, if you're fucking ugly enough, that is gonna happen.
That, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it only happens to ugly people.
100%. If it's like even like the whole notion of like being creepy, if a handsome, like a good-looking dude is doing everything that like a creep would do, he is looked at as like, oh, he's confident.
Oh, let's try this one out. Andrew Cuomo, ugly piece of face,
Nipple piercings.
ugly fucking guy. He has fucking sexual harassment charges up to the wahoo.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom, good looking motherfucking dude. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one.
They should all have some.
Well, if you want to be a true man. See, I had the theory about, Bill Clinton, this is just an idea. This is opinion piece. It's not statistics. But Bill Clinton, he got busted for getting his dick sucked. We were talking about this earlier, kind of. Bill Clinton was not getting laid. Hillary's not fucking Bill. Even if she was having sex with him, she ain't fucking Bill. She definitely ain't sucking his dick. You think Michelle Obama, as cool as fucking Barack Obama is, you think she's sucking his dick? Fuck no. None of these guys are getting laid like they should. You're president of the fucking free world, and you're saying you get less sex than a fucking anybody else. Ted Cruz, no, he's gay. But, another guy, Lindsey Graham, oh, he's gay.
Super gay.
Yeah, super gay.
Lindsey
Graham. Rick Santorum, oh, he's gay too. I'm running out of them. But anyways, so any of those guys are getting laid way more than the president. So I think, especially how society is today, and there's already out there should be a presidential harem. Women that want to get in this group, you become president, female or male, you get 4. Pick your 4. And then you're getting your dick sucked and fucked. So like you can't do it business time, but the other time when you have your free time, that is part of the benefit.
That'd be insane.
Don't worry about that. How are you going to start a war when you just like... how many times you'd be like, man, I'm going to do this, that, and another thing. You fucking masturbate, and you're like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Post nut clarity.
Yeah, that's what they need. You know what I mean? That's probably why this shit's going down. Why Trump's so angry? He was getting laid before, but now, definitely, the dick ain't working. He old. He takes all the sodas and fast food he eats, right? And he doesn't take any kind of drugs, except for Adderall, but that,
Right. So, I hope he's on Cialis. Fuck.
He ain't taking nothing.
God damn. Well, regarding the presidential harem, they had that with fucking Epstein, but then they had to go and ruin that.
Fuckers. They fuck everything up.
Epstein was innocent. No comment.
I heard so when I was getting conspiracy theories, I like to listen to them.
Yeah.
They were saying back in the day that, but this is a pretty publicly known one, I guess, or not publicly known, but a publicly accepted one, was Trump and Epstein kind of ran in the same circle, but they're different cats. Like Epstein likes super young girls, virgin-esque, and Trump just likes girls.
Yeah.
And he would like maybe, but that was really his thing. Young girls wasn't really, like he wasn't trying to go after young girls. His thing was just girls in general.
Right.
Particularly, he would like to be, not to go after girls as a predator. To me, it would seem like he liked to be appraised. He wanted to be Hugh Hefner.
Right.
But he's not.
They lived on like the same street.
Yeah.
In where are they at? Palm Beach or something?
Well, supposedly there was at a party. There's a girl that was supposed to be Trump's girl. This girl's supposed to show up for this, high elite sexual party, right? Allegedly. And Epstein got there first. And the girl was significantly underage. Trump was very upset about it. He was like, that was my piece. And, these guys are battling for pussy. And then at Mar-a-Lago, Epstein was there poaching. And Trump's like, no, this is my fucking pride of fucking bitches. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get out of here. So he banned him from his thing. So he's
That's what they say. I don't even buy that shit.
Well, then he said, fuck you then. I'm going to buy the property across from you, and I'll build my own fucking club, just like you did, and I'll have my own place. And he's like, Trump can't buy the property. He wants the property, but Trump can't get a bank in America. to give him loan money.
Right.
So Epstein tried to get it, and that's when the Deutsche Bank, or whatever you fucking enunciate it,
Deutsche
Bank loaned Trump the money to purchase that land underneath Epstein, and that's when the big rift fell, and that's when they're like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna expose you, fucking, Epstein, and Epstein. Oh yeah, I'm gonna expose these other motherfuckers, and that's when the big rift happened.
Well, speaking of Trump, did you know that the way his fortune started, his dad was like a millionaire or whatever, right? Because he loaned him like $1 million. That's how Trump got
$450,000.
his dad. I thought his dad loaned him $1 million.
Was it $1 million? I thought it was
450.
They said if he gave the $450,000 that he loaned him at the time to buy property, if they would have left that money in the bank, he'd have more money now than he does with all his investments.
Yeah, accounting for inflation and stuff.
Yeah, if he'd never touched it.
The way his dad, well, not even his dad, his grandpa. So when his grandpa came to America,
The brothel guy.
yeah. How'd you know that?
I'm deep.
Yeah, so
Germany kicked him out.
Oh, really?
That's why he came to America. Germany said, because he was running a brothel in Germany, and they're hardcore, religious Catholics or whatever the fuck they are, and so when he was running a brothel there, they kicked him out. The whole family, get the fuck out. So came to America
To some gold rush town, right?
try to go back, and they said, no, you're fucking banned from Germany. Get the fuck out. They kicked them back out. That's why they're permanently here.
Huh. And he teamed up with another guy, and then they started like a tavern in like a town that had a gold rush going on, and it was like a hotel / brothel type deal.
Yeah.
That's how they made their fortune.
Yeah.
And that's a good blueprint. I want to start a brothel.
Hey, it's possible. New York is actually, they said they're not going to prosecute people for prostitution.
Oh, really?
They're only going to prosecute people for pimping and shit like that. They want to let the people independent.
Yeah, that shit's dirty. Like, you look it up on YouTube. You look up Figueroa Street. That's where all the hookers hang out in L.A.
Not Belmont.
Yeah, it's like that, but of L.A.
You drive by, it's like, I can see him.
Yeah.
Can't you bust him?
Right. And even in Figueroa Street, the cops just like roll down the street. They don't bust him or anything. They shouldn't be busting him. It's like that should be subsidized. We should have subsidized prostitution. We're subsidizing fucking corn and shit that kills us.
Fuck, bro. I mean, so we were talking about it earlier. Like, the amount of people, if they could just have sex, would probably be more productive in life. People. There's so many things that the sex would eliminate whatever pent up aggression these people have. And a lot of people, like I said,
dude, 1,000%.
10% or fucking 80% of the dudes. Well, the 90% of the dudes need some pussy.
Oh, dude, more like 99.99%.
Yeah. They say, and that was things have changed. We ever use the terminology, but back in the day, it was like, oh, those are a bunch of non-pussy getting motherfuckers. And you're like, oh yeah, that's why they have this pent up aggression. If they could release it, they would fucking be freer,
Yeah. Trump cells, incels, all these guys, they're just devoid of they got all this like pent up everything is pent up. They're not getting any release.
Yeah, Rogan once said this term, and it's been stuck in my head forever to make sure I'm not this person. He says most men live the life of quiet desperation.
Yeah,
that's everybody. Where everybody thought they were going to be the king rock star or football star or whatever it might be.
Right.
But they're just sitting there quietly, not getting laid, not appreciated at home, not excelling at their job, not good at anything. And once someone says, have you seen the movie Higher Learning?
No.
That's a good one. You gotta watch that one. It's with Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport goes to
Rappaport.
He went like an all-black school. He's not fucking accepted because he's the fucking, powder of the bunch. And then he's walking around. He got beat up by some black people. I think it was a bus rides, beats him up, and he's walking around. And he's going through a fucking park, and these 4 guys are swinging on the swing. And he's all, Remley, come here. And he's fucking all 4 skinheads, we're your family now. And they fucking take him in because now he's Jewish.
That is a piece of fiction
funny.
That's there.
Funny. I got another Jewish fucking thing, but it's fucking funny because they take him in. He's acting.
Yeah.
So they take him in, and now he becomes a white supremacist because now he has a part of a group, and at the part of the group somewhere they make him feel like he's special, and that's no joke to these other groups that are around here that are starting up in different white supremacists, whatever it is. These people live quiet lives of desperation, and once they feel important, the gun makes you feel really important.
Yeah.
they are locked in. And then they found, just like we're like Ben Shapiro, all these people, once they find people to say things that, or to applaud to the words they say, they repeat those words more often. Mark Levin, who Mark Levin is?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, bro. Yesterday he was going off about white supremacists. So now if we're white supremacists, I'm like, wait. Let me
Probably most of his audience.
let me look this up for a second. Mark Levin, what is your heritage? What do you think Mark Levin is?
He's Jewish.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I knew a little bit of history, but as far as I know, the white supremacist movement is an anti-Semitic movement also.
Right.
100%. So when he was saying, well, you are not the group they're talking about. You
right.
fucking. So like he is literally like feeding the fire against himself just to make money.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, they all are.
So full of shit.
They all are. All these guys, they're just grifters. Most of them are just fucking grifters.
Yeah. And
the people who they're calling white supremacists, they're too stupid to even like catch on to the grift.
They don't. People don't understand what's going on. Like I said, even when Trump was president, the Department of Justice came out, Homeland Security came out, and they said, they do report what's the number one threat to American democracy, and they've said this for almost 8 years now. White supremacist militia groups.
Right.
They're like, well, no, it can't be. Like, you see the Oklahoma City bombings, and then you see the other bombings. And so there's only been one terrorist attack by a terrorist non-white Christian here, and it's been 9/11. But every other one has been by this, white supremacist groups.
Right.
You see a big old protest. I've never seen a Muslim protest in America.
Yeah.
Where's that Muslim group?
Unless you draw like a cartoon.
Oh, dude, that's fucked. Yeah,
messed up cartoon.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, and that's like what they'll suggest. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, if you guys hate the Muslims, let's draw Muhammad or something." It's like, okay, you're just gonna rile them up more.
Yeah,
that's not a good idea. And the OKC bombing, that what was his fucking name? The guy, I forget the guy's name, but in his truck, he had Palestinian accomplices too. Yeah, he had some Palestinian accomplices, which is just kind of that was just kind of funny.
There's a couple things about that that are interesting. Also, is I think they said that he had it was like a fertilizer bomb.
Yeah,
and the military tried to reenact it, and then they tried to they couldn't do it with the amount of fertilizer bomb he had in his vehicle to explode anything, so they went like 100 times more than the stuff that he had in his vehicle to try to reenact it, and they still couldn't do it. So they're like, then obviously once they do these little like the 9/11 investigation report.
Thermite,
yeah, they'll do a 9/11 investigation report. They're like, okay, cool. They're like, wait. They're like, no, it's a police investigation. It's like, no, it's a terrorist investigation. No, it was before they thought it was a terrorist investigation. Now they're trying to say, no, this is a fucking police investigation now. We need to investigate the thing. If it's a police investigation, we can see what's going on. We can start making moves, right? But if it's a terrorist act, we have to wait for Homeland Security and federal government to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, they have that architects and engineers against 9/11. Like 3,000 of them signed the paperwork talking about the thermite and everything else.
Yeah. But
yeah, they fucking once they get a little information pushed out on the table, what else? Listen,
it never goes anywhere.
It never goes anywhere. That's kind of like I was saying for like a year. I was just telling him we talk about all this shit, but I just got to the point where like at the end of all the conversations, I can point out the hypocrisy and I can point out how we're getting screwed. But at the end of the day, we're fucked.
Yeah, there's nothing we could do about it. You still got to pay taxes. The best thing you could do is go to Southeast Asia and live like a king and just buy cheap hookers.
Yeah, sounds like a good deal.
That is the best thing.
And say in America, they have was it like 12% or I think it's 12% of the population every year collects 90% of the wealth.
Oh yeah, and it's more like 1% collecting 99%. All throughout history.
And everybody is like okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're not going to redistribute. No, not redistribute the wealth. We're all in the process. It's like we're all at McDonald's. We're all working there. At the end of the day, they have a profit. All we're trying to say is the person doing the work should at least get paid more for the amount of, every part of the team, every job is important. That's what I try to say. Every job is important. So my coworkers, like, you can look this up. Okay, I'm here, but you can look this up. In San Jose, IBW, up there where I work, the wages that go on your check, not the benefits, something else, but the wages that go on your check is about $75 an hour. So $75 an hour, we're out there doing electrical work, right?
Mm.
Those guys will talk shit like saying, I'm not going to pay fucking someone $15 to flip a burger. I'm like, okay, well, if you made $75 an hour, would you go work at McDonald's? Like,
Yes.
fuck no, I'm not. I'm going to do this job. Okay, well, you have the choice of the job you want to do. You're still going to do. But there's some people who like flipping burgers, like cooking.
Right.
You know, so like if you're going to make, and you're telling me if the guy making burgers is making $20 an hour rather than 10 burgers, you think that $20 burger is not going to taste better? I guarantee it is. The guy is a little bit happier in his life, right? He's fucking, if you get paid more to do your job, you're going to do a better job. If you get paid more to do your job, they treat you better because you're worth more. That's just the way life goes.
Right.
You know, when you get more money, you're going to feel bigger or better than other people. That's just the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I said, all of a sudden people hit $15 an hour. They look down on people making minimum wage like they're a piece of shit.
Right.
You know, like, dude, you're all broke. You're all broke, you know?
We need $100 minimum wage. That's what we need to do. Just accelerate it.
That's a little extreme, but like I said, a big jump. So like in the last 30 years, CEOs and like they call them managers, their wages have gone up almost 300%, but labor has only gone up 13%. So
dude,
it said during Bush's administration, his largest transfer of wealth, where they just gave money away.
Right.
Obama didn't really help that at all, and then in Bush, when he did the transactions of tax. And then gave all the fucking the $1 trillion payments to the airlines. That was the biggest transfer of wealth, even past the other ones, in history. So the rich have just became so much richer and more in control. They're teasing us with $15 an hour.
Yeah, that shit's not going to make a difference. The main problem is the money itself. Like inflation is the biggest theft on normal middle class people because all these rich fucks, they have assets, and their assets keep going up. Like, they got real estate, they got stocks.
And they don't use the money.
They don't use the money. They don't need the money. Like, they have their spending money, and they're not keeping cash in a bank account.
No, the 90% goes to them, and they hold it, and it never gets back into the system.
Hell no. Yeah, and they buy shit they'll buy assets with it. They'll buy appreciating assets with it. But, like, people like us, we get our $1,400 little stimmy check, and we're just going to, like, buy food and shit with it.
We can't make money. So they were talking about diamonds and art, like paintings.
Yeah.
That's a bullshit, fake, market. There's a shitload of diamonds, and art ain't worth shit.
Right.
So they fabricate this, and they're trying to do that one with the EFTs, the electronic fungible fucking tokens, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Another bullshit thing.
NFTs.
They make 1,000 of something, right? They give 999 of them away, keep one of them, auction that one off for $100,000. It takes all the other ones, make them worth $100,000, and now you just wrote off $1 million in fucking losses.
Right.
And that's what they do.
It's straight money laundering.
100%.
Like the high-end art market right nowadays is money laundering. NFTs, that's basically money laundering. But it's being driven by inflation and money printing. Like back in the 70s and shit, right? When gold was like $35 an ounce. Back then, the normal wage was like $3 or $4 an hour, right? And we were like, oh wow, how the fuck did they survive off of that? Well, a kid right out of high school could get like a regular labor job, and he could be getting paid like $3.75 an hour. And for that kid to go buy an ounce of gold back then, he would need to work like 10 hours. So it's like a long day of work.
Yeah.
One day of work, he could earn a goddamn ounce of gold. Nowadays, an ounce of gold is like, I think $1,750, like $1,750. And for a kid just to get out of like high school or do a summer job, for him to save up money to buy an ounce of gold would be like a month of 10-hour days.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes, you know how Bitcoin works, how Bitcoin's made, and how, like, I was just doing a thing on Bitcoin. So like when Bitcoin originally started, they put out like 100 Bitcoin. right?
It was 50
Yeah. So and then every so often they keep putting it out, people mining it,
every 10 minutes.
and then they started to decrease the amount.
Yeah, halvings.
Yeah. So then the Bitcoin stayed at a kind of a relative rate, and then people started purchasing it and taking it, and people were like, "Hey, I'd like to buy the Bitcoin from you," and people were like, "No, I'm gonna hold on to it."
Right.
They're like, okay. Well, then they come back 6 months later. How about I offer you more? And like, no, I'm just gonna hold on to it. So all these people have Bitcoin. Typically, the majority of them are just people who are holding on to it or who have lost it. A lot of people lost it in the lake. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
your shit's all in the lake, fucking down there. There's a lot of people who have billions of dollars of Bitcoin locked in hard drives they can't get to.
Yeah, there's one dude who in the UK, he wanted to pay a landfill, like,
Oh, to get his fucking hard drive.
yeah, he wanted to rent out the landfill for millions of dollars because he threw away a hard drive that had, I think it had like 65 million. No, I think he was offering 65 million for the landfill.
Because it had billions of Bitcoin in it. Yeah.
It had over $100 million of Bitcoin in the hard drive that he had lost.
Yeah.
There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin. Like that's the thing about Bitcoin. It's like it has absolute scarcity, and like this is the first time.
$280 million in Bitcoin he accidentally threw away, and so he's willing to pay millions to get it cleaned up.
Right.
35-year-old IT engineer.
That motherfucker has thousands of Bitcoin as it is, though. So
Yeah.
it's like he's not really hurting for it. But this is like one of the first times where regular like Joe Schmoes can actually secure their money and like a good way to save it.
Well, that's why the economy is so taken off. But I was saying about the Bitcoin, we'll get to that again. But the Bitcoin, the reason why the Bitcoin price has gone up is not because of the production of it. The big reason why it's going up because people aren't selling it; they're holding on to it.
Yes.
So the value's on it. The same thing what I was telling you before about the money is there's only 12% of people who are getting 90% of the wealth, but they're not putting it back into the system. Only like 5% of their money is ever going back into the system every year. But our cash, 100% of it goes back in the system. So every year, there's only 10% of the money that we're fighting for to all of us.
Right.
So that's why it's worth so much, not because the availability to us, it's the unavailability to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why it's going up. Because even if they're printing more money, it's still not getting to us. You
No.
know, like they give the airline money and they give all these other people money. So those people are still holding on to 90%. If they were to give people more money, if they had less of it and we had more of it, prices would drop.
Oh yeah.
And so the prices are only going up is because they're holding on to more money. We have less of it. Like you were saying, availability. The reason why during the Trump era, when he was president, the reason why the stock market was so blown up is because of the invention of the trading apps.
Right.
Robinhood and everything else. Before, if you wanted to, same thing. If you wanted to buy a stock, you had to come in with $1,000 or a $10,000 buy-in.
With a broker.
You had to go through a broker, and they were going to collect a percentage. You had to pay that guy money. But now you can get into Robinhood and buy something for 50 cents. You
Right.
can buy a part of a Bitcoin.
You can do fractions of
I'd be on a
stock.
job site. Everybody had stocks. Before, nobody even knew where to get a stock.
Right.
And now a 22-year-old and a 45-year-old and a 75-year-old are all talking about fucking GameStop stock, and they're buying and selling 100 times in a day. Well,
Right.
not only are they fucking making profits and fucking around with their money, the companies they're going through are making profits because they're charging interest, and the other people are just fucking making bullshit. So like Tesla stock is fucking blowing up. But are they selling more cars?
No.
No, they're not selling. We just gave them more money to fucking invest in R&D and bullshit to fucking fuck around with, but doesn't mean that their sales are going up.
No, not at all.
That's how it used to work was, oh, the fucking stock's worth more money because people are buying the shit out of Apple products.
Right.
And then they're going to fucking invest in it because people are buying the shit out of them. But it's the opposite. We're doing confident because we have an opportunity.
Yeah, it's momentum trading versus value investing, or momentum investing versus value investing. Like Warren Buffett, he was a value investor.
Always.
He would look at, okay, what are people going to need, and who's making this product? Who should I invest into? Warren Buffett had a terrible year last year because he was like losing money left and right.
He wasn't for Bitcoin for a while there too. Right?
He fucking hates Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He has called it. He literally said, he's like, it's so immoral. It's like you're making money off of harvested baby brains. Like his mind is like mush.
Yeah.
So he's like so far gone, and it's so far out of his, like for him to even conceptualize. His buddy Charlie Munger called it, fuck, I don't know what he called it. I think he called it like baby poop or something. They always got like weird, really nasty ways to describe it, which just like lets you know where their heads are at. They're like really creepy old guys.
It's their audience, so they got to make sure the people that are listening to them, they have to understand the terminology of things that they find disgusting.
Right.
And also, they couldn't say anything racist that they typically want to hear.
They probably want to say a bunch of racist stuff, but ironic enough, if you look at the Berkshire Hathaway, they have a conference every year.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of goddamn Indians and Chinese dudes.
Always. Yeah.
And they're all like following them. And imagine the smell in that room. Just imagine the smell.
Fucking curry.
Armpits and Chinese food farts, which
yummy.
is
Fucking nothing but yamen.
that's gotta be, it's like vomit inducing, dude. Like I remember seeing
Yamen is an Indian version of ramen.
I remember seeing a video of like 5 sweaty Indian dudes and like 3 Asians, like all walking side by side with Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, like trying to get a selfie in.
Yeah,
and
armpits.
It's sweaty ass armpits. And these like dinosaur investors, they're pretty much gonna be losing a lot of money because nowadays it's all based on momentum.
Well, that's why they hate tech companies.
Yeah.
They hate tech because, and I always explain this, it's a transfer of new money to old money.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all these people that are big tech companies, even Elon Musk, typically these companies, besides they're like CIA operatives, they come from nothing. So when you come from nothing, like if you're poor and you're like really fucking busting your ass, you grew up with nothing but fucking poor people.
Right.
And then all of a sudden now you pull back the curtain and now you're hanging out with these fucking bitch ass, rich ass people. You're like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool, but I know how to live on nothing. Like Warren Buffett still lives in the same fucking house. When his kid was in college, he made him drive a used fucking Honda Accord. He's like, I don't care if I'm a fucking rich man. You're going to learn,
Right.
And you want to appreciate it. I won't teach you human values if I dehumanize these things. So they don't like the new money coming up because these new money are also a lot of them are for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're nerds and they fucking hate the people. But the old money, they're trying to hold on to their lobbying positions in government.
Right.
And once the old money goes, and they've lost their spot, number 1 and number 2, and the richest man, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, how are they going to stop it? They don't even have products to try to get in. That's why people like John Boehner are trying to get into the marijuana companies. They're like, we need to get into some of these new companies. How are we going to make money? These other people are going to pass us up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's like kind of creepy about Warren. It's like, dude, you're gonna die soon. What are you doing this for? Like why are you still at it like this? It's like, why aren't you just relaxing?
He's for taxation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, tax me.
Yeah.
I have too much money.
He's the type of guy who wouldn't be affected by it, but he'd be screwing over like people who are like 1,000 times smaller than him for
Right.
like passing that taxation stuff.
They always say once you make over $170,000, you're in this bracket where it's like just play money for a while. But then when you
Right.
get to that $1 million range, it's all life is fake.
Right. If it's income, yeah. If you're like making $1 million a year,
Yeah.
then pretty much, yeah.
Not lotto winnings. You end up being broke and white trash again, like you started.
Well, yeah, with the lottery. There's a show called it's like about buying a house.
Oh, I love
it's like,
that show.
Yeah, where people win the lottery and they're buying a house. That shit is hilarious.
My favorite part is the people who won the lotto typically don't come from the background as the guy selling it. The gayest, most tattooed up guy possible.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
So like the culture thing is like the whole like first episode's like, okay, cool, and then like 2 houses into it, like this guy knows what he's talking about.
The Asian guy, right?
No, the white. Oh yeah, he is Asian, huh?
He's Asian and he's like super gay,
Super gay,
super tatted up,
super tatted.
and it's hilarious. He's
Yeah.
just like going around showing these hicks a bunch of houses.
It's those in the houses, and then every time though he's trying so hard. He's like, I designed too. I could design some stuff. It's like, Yeah, no, it's not gonna really work out here in Oklahoma. But fucking that damn show. Two things. One, it makes you like, man, I gotta play the lotto. But
Yeah.
then when they buy like a normal house, like, shit, that's my neighbor now.
Yeah, seriously.
I thought you wanted a lotto.
Right.
Buy a fucking lotto house.
But it's not that much, It's like they could only, if you, like the one I was watching, they won $1 million scratcher, which is fucking nuts.
So it's like 600,000 cash.
Yeah, they get $600K cash, and so that puts the budget for their house around like 300,000 to 400,000, because they gotta keep on paying the property tax and all the other bullshit. Otherwise, they're gonna lose it real quick.
Yeah, I saw one. It was a retired nurse and a retired fire department people, and they won a lotto, so they're gonna buy a lake house. I'm like, okay, you guys can die. Fuck you guys. Fuck all you guys. What's next? You're gonna apply for a loan to get a house from the free homeless people?
Right.
Gonna fucking house you up here?
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to be homeless.
That's the best way to get a house.
Houses right now are insane, dude.
Hey, you talk about like generational wealth. So like I've been applying for houses. I make between me and my wife we make decent money. We're working our ass off.
Yeah.
You apply for a house. They say how much money are you gonna put down. And then also you have to identify where you got the money from. They always say that, and they'll ask you. I've been asked this about 7 times. Do you have a family member that will give you the money, the loan? Like that's so popular. Like it's actually an automated question. Do you have a family member who's going to give you the down payment?
Wow.
Because the down payment. Say you're going to buy a $400,000 house, you need 10%, you need $40,000. Well, before they were saying people live paycheck to paycheck. Well, how are people going to get $40,000 if we're living paycheck to paycheck?
Right.
So it's like you have to win the lotto just to get that down payment to get the. So like that. It's not my lotto dream house. It's my lotto down payment for a house finally.
Yeah.
So like these people, homeless people, they didn't just start a down payment program where they're just get rid of down payment. Get people in the fucking houses because all my money's gonna go towards a house.
Right.
Tax money, and I'm gonna get people jobs.
And
that's same thing with the online apps for the not dating but the stocks
trading.
It makes fucking opportunity for everybody better, and then because now it's accessible, people are fucking into it more, and it's doing good.
Right.
And then GameStop, now you're making fucking homeless diamond hands fucking
No, it's like memed.
Yeah.
No, there's like memes about it. Yeah, like you were not seeing fucking memes about trading stocks. Not even I feel like 2016 was like the height of memes and shit. It's like we were pretty far off from like making stock exchange memes and shit.
For sure.
There's a lot of memes in like crypto culture, but like Dogecoin, that's like literally a meme, and that shit's blowing up.
Yeah.
Because it has like these big time guys like fucking Mark Cuban is into Doge, but Mark Cuban's a moron. Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Well, not everybody successful has all the answers. They have a couple. Sometimes business people or people in business are no different than Smash Mouth, right? So Smash Mouth made it big, we know who they are, but really they had one song.
Right.
One song. So a lot of these business guys are one-hit wonders also. They have fucking one big hit, but now they are out there, fucking Roger Stone for life. They're fucking invested, and somehow they're just going to be out there.
Right.
But you really, like, if you're like, ask for like music advice, you're not exactly going to Smash Mouth. You're probably going to ask someone different. If you have a master class and it was Tom Morello or, anybody from Smash Mouth, what's the lead singer's name? You know him?
No idea. There's no "Hey Now I'm a Rock Star."
Yeah, that's what things that stuck in my head. Hey Now, and that's like I think it was a song for every fucking '90s movie, but Scooby Doo and shit.
Right.
And then they did a cover too. They did a cover of a song that was real big.
No, I see what you're saying. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Everything is Smash Mouth now.
Yeah, and I said there's a couple things I've really heard, and I don't like cliches or phrases because a lot of them are bullshit. But a lot of them make sense when they're not like 20% of your 20% of your labor will make 80% of your profit.
Yeah,
that's how like I think Warren Buffett or someone said something like that. So when you go into it, you have to think about that in your business. Like you think you're going to hire 100 people, they're all going to make you money. If you get pissed off that 80% of them suck, that's society.
Right.
You know, everywhere you go, and like I said, I'm an electrician. I think I'm gonna fucking fail when I go to this job site. I'm gonna be I suck. I don't know what I'm doing. I get out there, well, shit. I'm the fucking 80% of these people are dumb.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's everywhere. And unless you get to obviously the NFL, you're at the fucking top elite. But everything underneath the NFL, every football underneath there, college football, you know, there's only a couple guys that are the elite. Everybody else is hanger-oners.
Right. And there's a lot of fucking hanger-oners these days. Like employees, they're impossible to fucking manage these days.
Show up and do your job, you become employee of the month.
Yeah.
That's all they ask you to do. Show up and do your job.
Right now, it's like I feel like they're trying to get rid of employees and shit. They just want everybody on a UBI, which would be pretty cool. Fuck it. I want to get a UBI. I want to get a universal basic income.
Like Alaska?
Yes.
You know, well, they say, like, one other thing is that if every job is important. So right now, if they just put it out there, we're the richest country in the world, right? We're the fucking country in the history of the world. We can lead the world. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Right.
Let's design our game. It's America. And we love everybody, right? Let's design America. Let's put some jobs out here. What jobs we want to put on this board? Coal mining jobs?
Right.
We'd be like, nah. Let's not do that shit. Who coal mining? Like, you guys should coal mine. Then what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to be the CEO golfing guy. No, fuck that. You know, why are you fucking CEO guy? How about we just get cool jobs here? That's a great job.
Let's all make pipes. Let's just all blow glass.
Blow glass, you know, fucking. You know, but there's like a lot of jobs that people do as an electrician. Hey, like, I accidentally fell into the job of being an electrician. I wanted to become a mechanic. At first, I realized I fucking hate being a mechanic. And then I got right into electrical field, and I excel at it. You know what I mean? So once I became an electrician, I didn't think about becoming anything else. I didn't think about, I was making okay wages, and I loved that job, and I was really good at it. You know, there's a portion of the job I disliked, but overall, man, if I had an option to make the same amount of money doing something else, it'd be hard pressed for me to change the job. I wouldn't go into office for the same job.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, people will do jobs. They said 80% of people are lazy. They don't want to do shit.
That's me. I'm in that 80%.
So what are we going to do?
Well, I fell into the job of fucking gas station manager.
Well, yeah, genetic, you know.
Yeah, seriously, straight up genetic.
Yeah. If you grew up Indian, you could be with a doctor, lawyer, you know. But Punjab, I guess, is straight to
gas station or truck driver.
Driver, yeah.
And
the Sikh specialist, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That the main reason why like so many Punjabs they do that right when they get here. It's like low risk, it's consistent, and there's like not a lot of overhead. Like you don't got to invest a shit ton before you start making money. And it's like, you know, nobody wants to be fucking selling snacks and like gasoline and shit.
Right?
What do you mean?
Like beers consignment, like the people bring it in. And you're not like, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of beer, and then we sell it and make profit. You have a certain situation where...
No, we pay them upon delivery. But it's like...
So that's how it works out?
Yeah, but it's like, it's not like if I ran a fucking art boutique, you know, I'm going to have to buy all these art pieces, and then I'm going to have to hopefully sell them. Whereas like beer or like Coca-Cola or like, you know...
You couldn't have enough of it.
You can't, yeah. You're going to run through it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no matter what. I heard the best like business that you could own and run, like the easiest, is like a auto parts shop, like a O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, because people have to buy the parts.
People have to buy the parts, and those parts have like their shelf life is like forever. Infinite.
Except for batteries.
Yeah, except the batteries and stuff. Yeah. But those are, you know, people are always gonna need new car batteries and shit.
That's a good idea too. Yeah.
And you're basically just you're just like paying for the building, and then it's just like steady income.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. So I had an idea, kind of like we were talking about, is sodas are such a huge markup, right? That's like a 10-year-old, 20-year-old idea, but sodas are a huge markup. So what if you had like one of those like little kiosk type sushi places, like, you know, they have you drive up, like, you know, Dutch Brothers.
Yeah.
But the only thing you sell is sodas, but not just sodas. You have Pepsi and Coke. But not just Pepsi and Coke. You have Cube Ice and then Pebble Ice.
That would be good.
For every extra large soda you buy, you get a free a small bag of seeds or a hot dog.
That'd be genius.
And then sodas are $2 a piece, but
Only thing that would make it better is if a fucking chick in a bikini was serving it to you.
that's the other part. Yeah, so that's the other part. The food truck. See, when I got into construction, that basically eat off a food truck, and then I realized I used to work here down the street, Sandy's Country Junction. There was a couple ladies that worked there when I was in high school that were pretty for those guys, I guess, but these guys would come in religiously following these chicks, like they love them, and they would just get coffee or whatever, just thinking that they had a chance. None of them guys had a chance.
Coffee cells.
Yeah.
Call them coffee cells.
Fucking free, but they just want to talk to her, So like the lunch truck, same thing. When there was a hot chick, these guys would show up to buy food, and I'm like, these guys are fucking suckers for the, being patronized by these hot chicks.
Yeah.
There's no dick pussy getting motherfuckers. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a food truck. I'm going to put hot chicks in there, and the food's all going to be healthy food. The guys want to be this is what we have to sell. We have this food, and then they would just buy the food because the chicks are there, and then I'm getting them healthy. It's like a double whammy,
Healthy food's expensive, though.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
If it's dirt, cheap, and unhealthy as fuck, maximize those margins.
That's what they do that for. Yeah. Back in the day, they said like 60 years ago, we put like our food budget was like 10%. And then our health budget was other way around. Sorry, our health budget was 10%, our food budget was 30%, and now it's flipped.
You're right.
Where our health budget now is like 60%, our food budget is like 10%.
Yeah.
And we're spending more on health than we are food because we should be buying better food, fuckers.
We should be, but I don't think it's gonna work. Like, we're still gonna have fat fucks rocking around.
Yeah, I said back in the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was the health czar. And Arnold Schwarzenegger would go around trying to get people to work out and stay fit. They're like, these fucking Nazis, And then Michelle Obama, remember, she was trying to get people to better food in the schools and cut back on soda. They're like, these fucking liberals are taking away our fucking freedom.
Yeah.
And now it's fucking COVID, and people are like, why don't they tell us to be healthy? They don't talk about health ever.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, you got to pay attention to the things you hate because they're telling you that fucking shit. You just hate the people who are telling you it.
Right. A lot of it is just common sense, too. I think they need to, why are steroids illegal? Why do they make this shit illegal? It's only,
Are they illegal?
Yeah. Like, you cannot, tren, and you, under the counter, it's very hard to get testosterone, like TRT and all that shit. Your doctor will put you through so many other bullshit medications before they're like, okay, fine, you could get on TRT, you could get on testosterone.
Unless you have the right doctor.
Yeah, unless you're buddies with your doctor, you got a good doctor. But it's hard as shit to get
human growth hormones,
HGH, all that stuff, all the good stuff.
Yeah, the good
it's hard
stuff.
to get all the good stuff.
I wonder I'm not worked out yet. The good shit.
Are you trying to get on it?
No.
Do it, Reuben. You'd be a fucking alpha Chad.
That'd be crazy. No, I have too much. My life is too busy, and when I do, my body, I've always been really, really, really fit. I probably didn't break 165 until over 30. I'm constantly played hockey and snowboard. I was really healthy, zero body fat.
You were lean though.
Always.
You get jacked.
And I would
Let's
work
get
out
jacked
all the time.
Let's start doing steroids together.
Well, I'll probably get surgery probably in a week or two, and then we'll go after that.
For your shoulder?
Yeah.
What's the matter with your shoulder? My shoulder's fucked up too, man.
Well,
you got it from the job?
My left one, no, it's off the job. But the left one, I did hurt when I worked I was a lineman for PG&E, climbing poles. And I was 35 feet up, and I was on an old beat-ass pole, You have spikes, you actually climb up.
Yeah.
You don't safety off until you get there, right? So I was climbing up, and then my hook, my angle might not have been that good, but I slipped out, and then with my left arm, I caught myself, and it ripped my shoulder and fucking ripped my underarm.
Oof.
My muscle in here.
God damn.
But I was, it was a PG&E job at the time. I was under a year. After a year, you finally become permanent. Other than that, you're temporary. You don't become, what do they call that, vested or whatever fucking is. You're on probation for a whole year. So I'm I fucking have to work, and I was 20, maybe 30, 32 years old. I think I was 32. Very competitive. I put a pole in my backyard, because when you become a PG&E lineman, big thing is climbing. You have to go climb in school and shit. So I'm I'm very, very competitive. So I'm gonna put a pole in my backyard. I'm gonna fucking practice climbing that fucking pole. When I get to climbing school, I'm gonna fuck everybody up. That's my mentality. So I went there. I was fucking kicking everybody's ass. And dude, it was funny because there was a guy who was 6'5", leather jacket, badass fucking buff dude. He get 2 foot on that fucking pole. He's fucking shaking.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't go any higher. I'm like, dude, you got another 25 feet to go, bro. Like, you ain't never gonna make it. And then he had to quit. And then to see these masculine, ego fucking driven men to finally just realize, I have to quit this. And this is 20 years ago, you know, so like this $150,000 job, I have to quit because I'm too scared to climb a pole.
Yeah.
You know,
heights. Fuck that. I'd be scared too,
this
dude.
little fucking Asian guy gets on the fucking thing, you know. So
Those
anyway,
guys.
Yeah, so I tore my shoulder, but I kept working, and I was trying to get, hey, I need to go to the doctor. They're like, well, you're still working. I'm like, well, Duke, I can't fucking move my arm. When you tear, I tore my labrum. When you tear your labrum, you can't do this motion, but
Right.
you can do all this. You know, you can keep your like I would like climb poles. I'd grab an insulator with one hand, the big old porcelain thing out there, and then pull it in, and I'd hold it with this hand, and I'd realize I can kind of like sling over, and my belt gets really loose, and I can kind of do different things, grab it, use my right arm again. So I was doing the job, but I wasn't doing it right.
Right.
You know, so like eventually I got an MRI, and they're like, oh yeah, your fucking shoulder's fucked. I tore my rotary cuff because I didn't get actually MRI for like 8 months after I tore it. My labrum grew back. It was scarred up, but now I have a huge bone spur, and because of my arm, I'm just fucking it up.
Yeah.
It's just cut everywhere. So they had to do a complete orthoscopic. So they did rotary cuff, top and bottom. The labrum was grown back, scarred up. They didn't fuck that. They did a decompression where the socket they curve out, and then the bone they curve out, so it's like a little gap in there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the same thing in my right one later. But I went to Topgolf in Vegas, and then Topgolf is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
But and the shoulder's never been 100% since the surgery, and I've been playing golf and doing shit, but I took a couple, like, this kid next to me thought it was hot shit, and he's hitting the ball, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna fuck this ball up. So I'm knocking the thing out of gone.
Yeah.
I've played golf since the day I was born. But about the 10th shot, rip. It was like, oh yeah, I rip it. So like the labrum or wherever it is, it's ripped, and it's like, if you ever see me do this,
Yeah.
it's because my fucking chest hurts so bad, bro. It comes across right here on this, whatever it is on my.
It's not because you're on ecstasy.
I wish.
Rubbing yourself.
Yeah, just my nipples, and then like my collarbone right here. I feel like the tendon pulling here, and then the tendon or whatever it is pulling on my neck. So whatever that was holding my arm up is not holding that arm anymore. So, but I don't stop. That's the problem. Is like I'll still be doing fucking yard work. My kid plays quarterback. I was throwing the ball with it. I can only catch with one arm. I can't lift my left arm up all the way. So like I can kind of like move it to where it needs to get to, kind of.
Yeah.
Monday I get an MRI, and they'll probably recut it and do whatever they need to do.
Fuck. So you already had surgery on it once.
Yeah, I've both my arms completely done. So it's like
damn.
3 or 6 months I'll be in a fucking sling for a while. So this would be a full-time job for temporary. Monday I'll find out what's really wrong. They're going to try to give me some fucking cortisone shot, which is bullshit. Don't do that. You know, if I'm in the playoffs, okay?
Yeah.
I'm in the playoffs and I got to play next week, give me a fucking shot.
Right.
If I don't have a playoff game, fix my fucking arm. You know?
Permanently.
So I'm going to, hopefully, I won't say the doctor's name, but he's probably the most popular sports guy. The one I did with my left arm, I didn't like him. I went to look at reviews. He has terrible reviews. The right arm was a different one. So I did this workman's comp. Took forever. Don't do workman's comp. That fucking sucked. This I hurt on my arm just throwing footballs.
Yeah.
I coached football for a decade, and I'd be out on the football field with like high school quarterbacks. Once again, like, you ain't gonna outthrow me, bitch.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck you guys thinking? So
Wait,
like,
high school kids.
so I'm like, I'm on one side of the football field, and I'm just fucking launching them from sideline to sideline over, and then like, there's a special.
You're like Uncle Rico.
100%, except for I'm not gonna make it. But I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna let kids know or people know where you're at. Like,
Right.
So like, sometimes I kind of kick. I like the white man can't jump. Like, Woody can't fucking play basketball. Oh, me with a fucking Back to the Future hat? Okay, I'll see what I can do, and then fucking finger roll the shit. That's what I like,
Yeah.
So I'm out there. People are like, oh, this guy ain't gonna be able to throw a football. I'm like, dude, my ancestries are fucking spear hunters. I'm going to light you up with this football.
You're a spear checker?
So, like I said, genetically, people have, I think, this is a theory of mine, okay? Genetics that come with you passed on generation to generation. My wife, if I leave the house, my wife will clean that motherfucking house like no one's business. Like last time we did a podcast, I went home, dishes done, counters done, everything's fucking done.
Her ancestors were meth heads.
Or I think her ancestors were servants.
Oh, okay.
But like just the people around the castle, and the people always took care of her. Or even if you're in the village, people had chores to do.
Yeah.
Right. And their chores were to take care of the home, and she does a great job at all that stuff. You know, she does a great job at everything. But I'm saying is, genetically, I see it.
Right.
In there, I have always been able to throw anything and hit dead on. I can shoot a bow and arrow at a moving target. You throw a football up, I'll hit that football dead on. I've always been on pitch. From the day I was born, I can do that. Just whatever it is. I'm not the greatest golfer. I can smack the ball fucking far, but I'm never making par. But throwing a football, baseball, frisbee, a rock,
Yeah.
I'm going to hit dead on. My boys have that same thing.
You're going to be quarterbacks?
They are
Get some
accurate
scholarships.
as fuck. Well, my middle son, he has opportunity if he gets the hard working into it. He is super accurate. And he's not a fucking great athlete. It was crazy. Like, he used to go to this quarterback camp with, he used to have a quarterback coach he'd go to weekly with all the other quarterbacks who play at the same high school he's at.
Right.
And at the end of every practice, they have a competition. They would have a crossbar on the fucking up, the field goal thing, and they have to hit the crossbar. First person to do it wins. Certain person to do it many times wins the company. So every time my son would win. Just he's just an accurate thrower. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest son, he has no interest in sports. He's 6 foot tall, has a way better arm than I've ever had. Like, if you went and threw a football or baseball with them, you're like, bro, what are you doing? Why aren't you, like, going professional pitcher? Like, he'll throw a baseball, and he doesn't do it right because he doesn't want to do it right because he knows that he doesn't want to play sports, but he knows that he has a talent.
Yeah.
So, like, he hides it. But he'll throw a baseball, and just by throwing it to me, it will go, like, curve.
Right.
Throws a football, same shit. Like, he has that talent.
Damn.
But he hates everybody the people out of school who look like that
Yeah.
because of the cookie cutter mentality of this town.
Cookie cutter.
They don't want to be
Big
part
Lenny.
Of, yeah.
You got to look up Big Lenny.
Is that from fucking Mice and Men?
It's from the Delray Misfits. But, dude, I would fucking convince your son. I'd be like, dude, kid, you're going to get a bunch of pussy if you get on the team.
That's another thing, too, is like, he had a girlfriend, so, he's completely, he's not gay or anything like that. But this doesn't have, when I was born, I wanted to be Fonzie.
Yeah.
4 years old, I'm making out with the 4-year-old girl next door with my Raiders jacket inside out, riding my big wheel, going,
Nice.
hey, and the mom opens the closet, I'm making out with her because that's what fucking Fonzie does.
Nice.
And I've been like that since I was 4. And when I was in 3rd grade, I got busted making out with chicks. 4th grade, I got busted making out with chicks. I had a camper out in front of my house when I was a kid. That was the fucking, place where me and all the neighborhood girls were,
Damn.
I've always grew up like sexualized, I guess. I'm a sexual person.
Yeah. You ever bang any teachers?
Not why they're my teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but also I only had sex 4 times, so no.
No. You just kissed a lot.
Yeah.
You were kissing a whole bunch.
Yeah, my dick in her pussy. But no, never. But that was another funny thing. This is hypothetical and never would happen. But when my kids sometimes would have, when I was divorced and shit, and kid have a conversation with a kid at school or something, this guy acting like a dick. I'm like, hey man. So my kids aren't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one, they don't like my brashness. They don't want, like, when I make a comment, like, I'll just tell this motherfucker this. Like, that'd be mean. I'm like, no, it's truthful. It's okay. Tell that motherfucker that,
Right.
And then also, like, I'll be like, oh man, so you guys think that chick's hot? And my kids are 17. They're almost 18 years old. And they're like, Dad, don't do that. Because, like, as societies today, they don't fucking sexualize people. Or I don't fucking know. I don't know, But,
Dad, you don't know her pronoun.
yeah, you don't even know. But they're not aggressive like me. They're different.
Dude, it's the food. It's the environment. They're making us all low T. I think that's what it is.
Well, my middle son is more like he's gonna be
Pussy hound.
He I would say is a like almost like your typical gym rat kind of kid. Like,
yeah.
As soon as he gets, like, where's your fucking shoes? How'd you lose your shoes? Like, we got here, I took my shoes off. Like, don't take your fucking shoes off, bro.
Right.
You'd want to wear shorts and no shirt. You're like, hey, we're fucking wilding out, right? Like, dude, settle down.
He's a Chad.
Yeah, no socks, stunting. Yeah.
Well, there is such a prevalence of like, them feminizing the male culture and stuff. I feel like it's environmental. I think it's fucking, we're drinking all this tap water. I think there's hormones in the tap water from these chicks flushing down their birth control and all that.
Oh shit.
I think that adds estrogen to the water supply. And, everything is fucking packaged in plastic. I think the plastic passes on like xenoestrogen.
We see that on Rogan yesterday?
What was he talking about that?
Well, they had a chick on there, and she was saying that the problem with our culture, maybe the hormones, is the plastic. And not, he said, just to give you an idea, is when everything is produced, it goes through soft plastic tubes.
Right.
And some of that plastic is always in it. So you can get anybody's pee today and test their pee, and there's a large portion of plastic in everybody's pee because of all the food products they're getting. Even babies, when they're getting, the milk goes through on their breastfeeding, they're getting straight from the mom, but they're getting other kinds of milk. Even if the breastfeeding, it goes through a tube sometimes. They pump it themselves. They said it goes in the bottle. They have a bottle of the powdered milk.
Right.
And said the babies are constantly getting plastics.
Fucking A, dude.
Bottles.
I'm like tuned into Rogan on a spiritual level, I guess.
I think that's true. When things happen, like, we're all in the same.
I haven't tuned into Rogan since the Spotify move because it's just too much of a hassle to fucking go to Spotify and then watch his shit. But I definitely believe that we're getting too much plastic, and breastfeeding, it's like straight from the tit or you're doing it wrong, You got to be sucking on that tit. It also has to do with the movement of getting the milk out of the nipple. The baby needs to press up on the nipple and squeeze it to get the milk out. And that, there's a thing called mewing. There's a guy named, there's a doctor named Dr. John Mew or some shit. And he came up with this thing called orthotropics. So there's orthodontics and then there's orthotropics. So orthotropics, like the main principle is that you can manipulate the structure of your jaw via exercises instead of braces and like external instruments and shit.
There's a guy out there who's selling a product to make your
jawser size.
Yeah.
Have you seen the CEO of Jawline on TikTok? Holy fuck. This guy looks like kind of a freak.
Is it like fucking Quagmire?
Yes. Pretty much looks like goddamn Quagmire. His jaw is insane.
It's funny because, like, typically, like me, if I chew a bunch of gum or chew, eventually my jaw is not only going to hurt, but I might have a headache later.
Yeah, me too.
And but like, wait. I thought chicks couldn't suck dick because they got the TMJ, but now all of a sudden we're going to produce. No, this motherfucker better not give any other reasons for these bitches to get TMJ. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Well, it's too late for us because he talks about, so this also goes back to babies and breastfeeding. It has to be, you can mew. So mewing is when there's like an exercise called mewing. So when you press your tongue up against the roof of your mouth and you hold it there, and then it develops muscles and shit in your face, not just in your jaw, but like your whole face. And
that dude's face is buff.
The guy, if you look up mewing on YouTube, John Mew or some shit, his jawline is like pretty goddamn godlike. He has like a very square jaw. But the whole thing behind it is it's important for kids to mew and for kids to breastfeed because it uses the tongue. And it's also important for kids to eat hard foods. Like if you look at animals and shit, animals, they don't have crooked teeth. They all have straight teeth because they're eating hard ass food and they're not getting like baby food and shit. And so the mechanism behind that is when you're young, the plates in your in the bones in your skull, they're not fully meshed yet. They're still like side by side. Yeah. And as you get older, they fuse. So they fuse together and it gets way harder to change your facial structure. But when you're below the age of 8, you can either eat hard foods or don't use straws and shit that it requires sucking to intake, that's like bad. It like stunts sippy cups and shit. Yeah, it'll stunt your bone growth in your mouth. If you look at like fucking our great grandparents and shit, when they didn't have baby, they didn't have Gerber back then.
They didn't have things that were soft either. They had to break down food and chewing it. They didn't have no, meat tenderizer.
Yeah, they had hard ass food and
eating jerky.
Exactly, and they didn't need braces. They didn't even have braces back then.
Well, here's another thing too. Like I was thought about it, is are we supposed to have straight teeth? Is that really something that humans even supposed to have?
Well, yeah, because when you look at like old ass skulls of like, from like, I don't know, like the catacombs and shit, they mostly had straight teeth.
Bigger jaws, bigger mouths,
big ass jaws.
Also,
big
I
mouths.
guess they chewed on sticks and shit all the time.
Yes.
A lot of probably pain relievers, anything they can get high on.
Well, the reason exactly
they weren't like, hey, you can't be chewing on high sticks. It's going to ruin our society. That our kids gonna be chewing on high sticks.
The reason the teeth come out crooked is because the face is narrow, because it doesn't
have space.
It doesn't, like, you're not using it, so it's like any other muscle. It's just going to be contracted. And when you have a narrow face, you got less room in your mouth, and so you get the teeth just like fucking piling on top of each other, and it gets messy.
Summer teeth.
Some are
here, some are there.
So that's why you need braces, and then that's not permanent. You're going to need to wear a retainer for the rest of your life, which is like, I can't imagine that shit. That's got to suck.
Yeah, fuck all that.
It sucks. Like my cousin, he has braces, and now he's going to have to wear a retainer. My brother had braces, and he never wore his retainer. He like lost it a month after he got the braces off, and now his teeth are like, back to where they were before braces.
Yeah. And
it's like they push these braces on us so much because it's like a giant fucking money-making scheme.
Yeah, 100%. Dental is fucking bullshit. And I just joke around all the time when people talking about things we need from the government. I think two things the government should provide. I think that this is kind of like a joke, but also kind of a truthful, that would really help society, is a car. Okay, as soon as you hit 18, you're provided a government basics, like, Toyota Corolla, just hypothetically. Now you can go to school, get a job, take care of yourself. You don't have to worry about any of it. We'll take care of it. 10 years, this car is going to be taken care of. You pay for your own gas, but your own insurance, but you have to pay this car, and you have a guaranteed car, no car payment. Become something.
Right.
Second would be dental. Because growing up, how many people just as children have fucking terrible fucking teeth? Women, how many women don't smile because their teeth are fucking terrible? If they had a pretty fucking smile, people would talk better. Even conversation, like I said, my big problem with me is my tongue is too big for my fucking lower jaw. It should be wired out. And my kids are going to get orthodontist and dental right now, so they would say the same thing. We need to widen your mouth out because it's too small for your tongue, and your teeth are all fucking smashed in your skinny little face.
Right.
You make your fucking face wider. And also tooth pain, bro. Tooth pain is a big thing of dental work. Comes down to heart disease is a big thing. So, and even babies, when a mom has a cavity, has a big problem with infant problems while they're during pregnancy.
Right.
So, like, if the government just took care of the one thing they actually don't take care of is dental and vision. They'll we'll take care of the other shit. Like, no, I want to see and I want to eat. So if you take care of those two things, and when you get older, you're gonna have to have a replacement for teeth. Like when I was a kid, I was 4 years old. I pushed a chair, and the chair leaned forward, and then it came back, and it hit my baby tooth, and the baby tooth hit my adult tooth and rammed it up there. And then for the next 3 years, my baby tooth fell out, but the other tooth didn't come down. So when I was 7, I went to the dentist, and they said, oh, that tooth is stuck up behind, in his gums. We're going to have to pull it down. So they gave me braces or about 8 years old, they gave me this work done, and they pulled this thing, and they put a wire up there and started pulling down the fucking tooth. Until it came down. But to get the tooth, they have to drill a hole through the tooth, right? So you imagine they rip my whole piece of skin that's there. I don't have that skin. They cut that shit out to get to up access. They cut my whole face open, So then they pull the tooth down with a hole in it, and now my tooth's there. But because they drill a fucking hole in the tooth, they have to put something called a bond over it constantly with like a film. You can see the film that was on the tooth all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then it would peel off. It was poor dental work. Plus I'm a kid drinking fucking Pepsis on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And then I started doing, so I had braces from like 8 to 12. Basically, I had 4 years. I had full braces.
That's early.
Wrestling, bro. When I was a kid, my whole face is constantly. I had probably like 15 surgeries in my mouth. Constantly, I could just make my face bleed in my mouth. So like I was in 11 years old. No one knows anything about dental, or this is
Right.
in the 80s and shit. I can make my mouth bleed. I'm like, oh my god, teacher, I gotta go home. And I would go home like 30 times just by sucking and making a fucking wound open up from all cuts in my fucking mouth.
Fuck.
Busting my lip open. Fucking wrestling. I constantly fucking busted my lip open. Go forward to 16. I'm
You were
snowboarding.
busting lips.
Yeah, so now I'm 16. I'm snowboarding, doing flips and shit. Fucking smash my face, break my fucking teeth. So all 4 of these are all crowns.
Yeah.
So even though I had braces for 4 years to make my fucking teeth look, those fucking teeth are gone. The braces that maybe did something. I don't fucking know. So I didn't. I grew up the benefit where people think, "Oh, you got nice teeth." I'm like, I really don't, But
Right.
I kind of have a fake smile, But like, I can understand where other people would. It's huge to them,
Right.
Where like their whole life they think about that one tooth or a crooked tooth or whatever it is, and then they blame the reason I'm not getting laid is because I got this one tooth.
If it's a black tooth, then they're right. That is why they're not
black
getting
tooth
laid.
sucks, yeah.
Black tooth, or get that shit replaced.
Yeah.
Do something about
And
it.
that's nothing. You know how much a fucking implant costs for a tooth? It's like $5,000 a tooth.
Yeah. I'm missing a tooth right now in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not having
And
teeth.
I should have gotten that filled in because now my mouth is like shifting, and it's like, they told me to. They're like, you got to get an implant fast, otherwise your mouth is gonna like
Fill in
shift.
the gap.
Yeah, it's gonna go get all fucked up. And I just didn't listen. I was like, oh, these bitches are trying to scam me.
Even when they talk about the tooth, they got to put a post in, and sometimes what they do is they get a cadaver bone, and they put a cadaver bone on there to make the fucking tooth. And they said it's still like a 60 or 70% chance that it won't take, so you have to do it again. I'm like, that'd be my fucking odds. I'll fuck that shit up, See, when I was a kid, I don't know what it was, but I would always wake up and throw up, like. From like 10
Morning sickness. You were pregnant, bro.
From like 10 to 30, bro. Like every morning I would wake up, and sometime in the first 2 hours of the day, I'm going to throw up. And my stomach would be so upset. Doesn't matter if I eat or whatever I did. I would just wake up, and at one point, I'm completely nauseated. I'm going to throw up. I throw up, and then I feel great. But because of that, the constant throwing up,
Fucked your teeth up.
fucked the enamel of my teeth up.
Yeah.
So I have like zero. My fucking teeth have always been fucked. And
You're like a bulimic girl.
yeah, exactly, 100%. So like cavities, and that's why any kind of teeth problems that I have is just due to that. I like candy and stuff, but I take care of myself. I keep meth down to a little bit of use. I'm joking. I use it all the time. No, I'm joking. Don't use it at all. But anyways, that's another thing when I get to the dentist. Before they give you a shot, they give you that pre-numbing cream. Right?
Yeah.
That motherfucking assholes.
Novocaine.
So they put that shit on. It tastes like bananas. So I grew up. I hate fucking bananas.
Yeah.
It should have made it taste like tobacco and cocaine, and I wouldn't like that stuff. But no, I hate bananas. But hey, anybody got any? I'm joking. I don't do that either. But this is fucking dental work, bro.
Dude, I've had like horror stories with the dentist, and it turned me off from like ever wanting to go back. I had like Indian dentists though, so they were doing like half-ass shit. If you ever gonna get surgery or like gonna get some real work done, make sure your doctor is like a white guy or something. Don't get no foreigner, no Indian.
Get a compassionate person.
Yes, because an Indian, they're most likely from India, from the fucking slums, surrounded by death all the time. They're like, that's like an everyday thing for them.
Oh, he didn't make it.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
It was a cavity. Well,
It's like a job for them, dude. It's just like, oh, I'm getting paid,
yeah.
Either way, I'm getting paid. And it's like, their head's not in it for what you would expect a doctor to be in it for. Like, they're not there to help you. They're just there because their parents wanted them to be a doctor and make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They're only there to drive the fucking Mercedes, you know?
They're for the job. You need to do this job.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids now have an orthodontist that I hate. All 3 of my kids went there. I won't say exact name, but if you know where we're at, it is right fucking over there. Okay. Okay. So right where we're at, asshole douchebag, terrible fucking orthodontist. Okay. So that's the direction I'm looking at. But I had 2 boys on the thing. They're totally dumb. The financial people are totally it. So there's an online place where we pay to go pay for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I typically am out of town all the time. So when it came down to my daughter, they divorced, so the mom takes care of her half, I take care of my half with signed paperwork, So I said, hey, just email the paperwork to me or fax it to me or mail it to me. I'll sign it. They're like, no, you have to come in. I'm like, ain't happening. And, finally I said, okay, look, on this day, I'm going to be home because it cost me a lot of money to fucking come in, miss a day of work,
Right.
And so I'm like, I'll be home this day. I have a lot of things to do. I'll come sign it. They're like, well, our office over here is closed, but you can meet us at the Fresno office. Wherever you want, bitch. So I show up, and that chick's not even there.
Oh, my God.
I'm all, well, can you just fucking just give me the paperwork so I can sign it? I don't need anybody. I just got to sign the paperwork. Like, well, no, she has it. It's on her computer. She can get here. I'm all, then fucking mail it. You guys lost. Mail it.
Yeah.
Mail it. I get it fucking done. They fucking never give me the paperwork, never give me any information. And then they're calling me to say, hey, Reuben, we want to talk about making sure a payment for your daughter. No, they said, how much you, we pay for your daughter. I'm like, okay, well, how much is it? I said, well, what are you going to pay? How much is it?
What are you willing to pay?
You've never given me a contract. I said, I don't know how much my form is, how much it is. I said, I don't know what the monthly payment is. I said, and then the other place where we go to pay for your thing, where my other 2 kids are, where it says everything, my daughter's not on there.
Yeah.
So how do I pay it? I'm just going to call you in and say, hey, I'm just going to give you some random money. Like, oh, no, okay, we'll get on. My daughter's braces are coming off soon. Still, cannot pay it online. I don't know how much we're going to pay. They can't come up with any fucking information. They are fucking idiots. What
I'm taking away from this story is kids are a goddamn hassle.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't think I'm going to have kids now.
Yeah,
man.
that's another thing, too. Yesterday, like I said, I left here. I was in the groove of making music, and I had a text from my daughter. Her fucking, speaking of braces, broke. She's like, hey, my braces broke. Wire fell off. I need, I had an appointment for her at 1:30 when she called me at noon. I'm at school. It hurts. I need you to come get me. And I go fucking pick her up. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, your appointment's still at 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, I guess apparently she had a wire, and it popped out, and her mom's like, fuck, I can't have that wire there. And so the daughter's like, just put it back in. And my daughter, my ex-wife and her boyfriend cut the wire. Make it short, but not short enough. Just short enough to poke the shit out of her.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm like, fuck. Like, so on my car, I didn't have enough tools. I'm like, I'll fix it if I had my tools, electrician. But, so now I got my daughter in the car. We got to wait for my son to get out of school because we're at the fucking same school. So I'm sitting there for 20, 30 minutes for nothing.
Yeah.
Then I fucking take the fucking orthodontist, take that, and I was like, okay, after this, we're going right to your volleyball practice. So, well, I don't have my volleyball clothes. Oh, cool. So now we're going to drive all the way to your fucking mom's house to get your fucking clothes, getting there. She don't have the key. Her brother's inside the house. Fucking, he won't pay attention because headphones on. So like I call him, FaceTime. You better fucking answer that fucking door right now. We're outside banging. I hear her banging. Fucking open the door. Does she have a key? No, that's why she's fucking banging on the fucking door, Yeah, so what you're saying is right.
Kids are the worst. Yeah, go to Southeast Asia and it's called Southeast Asia Maxing. Yeah, that's right.
Plan B, fucking in Southeast Asia. That's like a fucking great, right?
Yes.
Medication Plan B.
Thailand. Let's go to Thailand.
Oh man, fuck, bro. I was heard on the day yesterday on the news. They're talking about welfare. How women are just having babies to get more money. Like, let's just walk through this. Okay? First of all, so you're saying this wild chick who wants to live wild is gonna get pregnant,
right?
Okay. We're going to get pregnant. Okay, so that's 9 months at least. We'll say a year after you have the baby. You're on lockdown for a year. Party over. Fucking taking care of some shit.
Right.
Now if you're a fucking deadbeat mom, you out. If you're a piece of shit wild and out, do you have someone to take care of your kid? So, okay, so now you're going to get pregnant again?
Right.
For what? How much more money? Is it $2,000 a month? No, it's like $120, maybe $200 a month. I'll even give you $500 more a month per kid. They ain't paying for shit. Even if I give you $1,000 per kid, that ain't gonna give you shit. So what do you think this person? They said that people are having up to 10 kids. Okay, that is 20 years, bro.
Right.
20. You also got to find someone who wants to fucking knock you up. That is 20 fucking years. That is a long fucking plan to get $2,000 a month.
Yeah, just start a fucking only scams, OnlyFans.
Or just knock up the nerd for your anchor baby, and then go get the bad boy.
Yeah, get a beta provider.
You know that who has more money? The fucking tech fucking nerd who never got laid, or the government who's giving you break off checks? You have to go check in all the time. Even on welfare, you know, people don't know this. I think you're only in America. In California, you're only allowed to collect it for 60 months.
Really?
Your life. So they're saying, because it's not a life thing. I don't think there's a single state that says, hey, lifer. You know, we're the most liberal state there is. So you think Florida's giving you fucking Texas? You know, no.
Right.
Maybe Oregon, maybe Alaska gives you fucking universal health, universal income. But that's the dumbest thing I ever heard anybody say. Like, that's a long-term plan of having babies to stay home and make. There's no money in that. Plus, babies suck. You know,
babies are a lot of goddamn work.
Yeah.
And if it dies, you're fucked.
Fuck. You know, there goes your money, right?
Yeah.
There's no Social Security money for that baby dying. And plus, no one wants to knock you up either because you're a fucking curse.
Yeah.
I take that back.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to find people to knock up chicks because, you know, people are raw dogging all over the place.
Yeah. But there's no money in it. And then the funny thing is also...
Yeah, the money thing, that's a stretch.
It's so easy like to demonize the women on that.
Right.
But there's no, like, any kind of conversation, there's no men involved in any of it. So instead of saying, like, fuck these welfare queens, why don't we start punishing fucking, load-dropping dudes that don't take care of their fucking babies?
Welfare kings.
Welfare kings.
What about the welfare kings?
They would be welfare makers. Like, they are making the welfare.
Right.
If it wasn't for him dropping the load, there would be no person collecting the welfare.
Right.
You know, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. My dad was talking about, he gets pissed off sometimes. He's like, they should just be giving people medicine and then until they could prove themselves to have a kid, then they'll stop giving them the meds. And I'm like, that's a little too fucked up. That's a little too far.
Yeah, that's a... there's many people I would say, well, they shouldn't have babies. Like, that's it. The constant straight line of thinking. Well, these people shouldn't have babies. You're like, yeah, let's take away their personal freedom.
Right.
Let's take away as much freedom as possible.
Let's give them fucking surgery.
Yeah.
Cut their nuts open.
And that's like the homeless thing is kind of funny. Like, there has to be a small percentage of people who are like, say, look, man, it's America. This is freedom. I pay no bills. I live where the fuck I want to do. And like, I was listening to Ray. They're like, we can't go just round them up. We can't take their stuff. We can't make them do things. Like, wait, 15 minutes ago, you were talking about freedom and how the government's taking freedom. Now you're saying this government just round up people who are the most free in the world and fucking put them in prisons.
Most of the time it's by choice because there's plenty of shelters, but the shelter won't let you
do drugs.
No drugs. It won't let you bring over any strange pussy. Yeah, you can't. Strange homeless pussy.
Like, get off Tinder, bro.
Homeless Tinder. I'd like to invest in that. A homeless version of Tinder.
We call it Bender.
Bender.
Get to find a nice homeless guy to hang out with for a while, you know? Fuck. That'd be a good deal, huh? Why don't people sponsor homeless people? That wouldn't be a good idea at all. Let's take that back.
It'd be bum fights all over again. You remember bum fights?
Yeah, which is crazy, you know? Like, someone came up with the idea. Genius. Also... fucking worst humanitarian idea ever. Like, I'm going to get these fucking people who have no idea what to do and make their life a little worse.
Yeah. For a few bucks.
Yeah.
Give them a few bucks.
Yeah. If you get talk about dental problems, you get fucked up dental problems and you're homeless, dude, tooth pain, like, is no. At work, I was saying before, people have excuses for not showing up or doing things.
Right.
People have excuses. The two things that I just say, take care of it. Don't come to work. Man, I have a tooth pain. Oh, no problem. Tooth pain? I get it. That's the worst fucking pain ever.
It is. It
Diarrhea?
Sucks.
Stay home.
Diarrhea.
I get it. Hey,
you can hold it in.
Well, if you're going to be at the porta potty all day, fucking just go home.
Right.
And also, if you got shit pants and you shit your pants, that's not good. I've seen people do that too.
That happened to me once at work.
Oh, man.
I actually shit my goddamn pants. And what did I do with the underwear?
No wheezing the juice.
Right. It was watery too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it always is. I think I had to tough out the rest of the day with no underwear.
Man, that's raw dogging right there.
That's
Fucking
yeah.
Commando.
Man, if you're not circumcised, the problem with not wearing undies like I used to do when I was a kid, your fucking skin can get caught in the zipper.
Oh yeah, fucking pork and beans.
Yes.
Yeah, not good. No.
I didn't have my foreskin get caught, but I had like my shaft, the top of my shaft
Yeah,
get
it's a
caught in the
little
zipper
bit.
one time.
Yeah, the only one way to get it out.
Go
back.
It pinched it. It didn't get caught in it.
Oh,
It
just
pinched it.
scared
So
you.
I got lucky, but fuck that. Pretty much, I learned my lesson from that. I'd never put on jeans without boxers after that ever again.
The more that you know. Foreskin. Watch it out for the zipper. You know, that's what underwear is for.
That's like the last reason that a doctor would tell you, like, oh yeah, you should circumcise your baby. It's like, oh, it's more hygienic. It's this, and that. They'll never say, oh, his dick skin won't get caught in zippers.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's not even mentioned. But that would be a good reason.
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but still no reason to fucking permanently cut up your dick.
Fuck snuffleupagus.
We're talking about dicks again, dude.
Yeah,
I promised myself I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what you came here for, huh? The whole time you're like, don't talk about dicks. Don't talk about dicks.
Don't talk about dicks. Don't talk about dicks.
It's funny. It's like when I go to at work with the porta potties. I don't know what it is. You know, like why do guys draw so many dick pictures? Like the porta potty. There's two things you're guaranteed. You go to the porta potty, you're gonna see. Well, three things now. But one is you're gonna see lots of dicks, like huge dicks, all kinds of dick drawings, pubic hair. I thought people were shaving that, but the pubic hair drawn in. The other thing is racist shit. You know,
swastikas.
Well, yeah, and the fucking dumbest thing. The dick thing is crazy. You know, like, what is your problem? But one time I saw a guy draw a dick, like, they're always sideways dicks, right? But one time someone drew a dick, like, facing you.
Holy shit.
I know. I'm like, where did you see that? Like,
that's art.
I wouldn't even know how to draw a dick facing me. I've never seen a dick facing me. I've only seen them sideways, you know, because where the camera angle would be.
Yeah.
You know, and they're never doing POV girl version, you know what I mean? So I've never seen a dick, the coming at you dick. So that guy, I'm like, I get what you're trying to say.
That's some respect right there.
He's a gay guy. Yeah, you know, you've seen it. I get it. You know,
So
that's trippy. That you see a lot of political stuff, which is fucking stupid. I'm like, you guys are, especially where I'm like, look at you guys. You guys are on a union job site. You're in San Jose. Everything your whole life is based on democratic, fucking tech liberal policies. Your whole life, you're born and raised in this Silicon Valley fucking left-wing fucking town,
right?
And you guys are all benefit because you're a union worker. Don't ride on the porta potty that. You know what I mean?
The coolest thing I ever saw in a porta potty was when our neighborhood was being built in my old neighborhood. When me and my buddy would walk home from our bus stop, this porta potty had a naked girl drawing, and it was a pretty good photo, like pretty accurate cartoon.
Hell yeah.
And we would just open up the porta potty door and just stare at the naked girl drawing. And looking back, I'm thinking some
pre-black box.
Yes, one of the Mexican workers probably put that there, and they're probably beating it to that like every time they went in there.
Yeah.
And so it's like, now I think back, I'm like, fuck, that's gross. We were probably like stepping over jizz and stuff.
Literally crazy. The thing I think is funny is when I I see the racist stuff when they make comments towards black people, they'll drop the N-word or something like that. You know, on the job site, typically, you know, the population doesn't equal like the population, you know, we're at. So like,
right.
Even though there's a lot of probably black people in the Bay Area, the job site still has few of them. So like, I'd be on a job site with like 60 to 100 people. There might be 3 black people on the job site.
Right.
So when you right on the bathroom door, you know, like, you know, fuck, you know, and you drop an N-word, but like, dude, that's so like passive aggressive. Just say you don't like Mike. Mike is right fucking there. You don't have to be racist about it. Mike, somebody doesn't like you, Mike. Like, don't fucking be a dick about it. Just say you don't like Mike. Literally, there's 3 guys.
Fuck you, Mike.
Yeah, just be fucking direct.
Right.
You know, I guarantee all 3 of them are in the same. The fucking thing that makes me mad, I say this, want to hear my racism? This is my racism. It comes out all the time. I grew up loving rap music. Like, I was in the newspaper when I was 15 for rap music. I wanted rap music. When I was going to high school, I was going to dress like Jodeci until I realized it would look fucking stupid on me because I was a skinny little white kid, you know? But I was down to wear my boots. I was going to tuck my boots in, my pants in my Timberlands. I was ready. Like, you know, I was done for it. Sports, you know, Jordan, I love sports. I love everything culturally. But when I go on the job site and I see somebody, I'm like, hey, man, black guy, what are you into? He's like, well, I do a little bit of fishing. I'm like, yeah. You watch basketball? Not really. Fuck, bro. You're like, you know who Roddy Ricch is, the rapper? Like, we don't like rap music. I'm like, fuck. You know, like.
I used to wear a lot of Echo back in the day.
Oh, hell
that was
yeah.
my thing. That was the closest I got to black culture.
Black culture.
Listening to 50 Cent and wearing Mark Echo, who's a super white guy.
Yeah, what it is, yeah. You should wear FUBU. For us, by us.
Dude, that was way out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, because it wasn't by you.
Hell no.
For you. I didn't really wear any kind of like anything culturally. I guess would be more urban. I say culturally urban. You know, I was.
You were wearing custom stitched up stuff.
Yeah, my mom made it. It was fucking Mexico stuff. But like I was in high school though, I was into like rap music and stuff. So like, you know, I was trying to dress me a little dancer-esque. You know, like people would dress like more like Z Cavaricis and shit. That's for all the kid people. It was almost like preppy MC Hammer.
Okay.
That's basically what everybody was dressing like. That was the shit, you know. So I did that for like a year until I realized, you know, I'm too poor to do any of this. You know, I could do it for 1 week, but after that 1 week, I have to put that same week's worth of outfits on again.
Yeah.
You know, and the pants match the shirts only. I couldn't wear that one outfit once a week for a year.
Right, the same outfit.
Button's gonna break. People are gonna be like, "Duh!" I'm gonna look like an idiot. Like, oh, obviously this dude has 4 outfits. And I realized after that, I'm like, I have to buy 4 pairs of normal colored pants that work with every shirt, and buy nothing but white shirts, so they never know. Never know.
I had a good rotation because we would only shop at Macy's, and my mom would return my old shit with the tags of my new shit.
Oh, you guys are smart.
We're fucking scammers is more
man.
like it.
Should have done that shit.
Yeah, dude, we scammed Macy's for years, and we're probably the reason why they're going bankrupt now.
Man, I would always make. I try to prevent my kids from doing this. So like, my parents weren't rich, you know. I say broke. Like we had shit, but we didn't have good shit. Yeah, you know, so like this is all you got. But the lights were on, and then we had a black box. And then that was mainly it. But like, so like if I'd go buy clothes, I wouldn't try to buy a pair of Jordans because I know they were really expensive. So I'm like, to make it seem like I'm not a greedy asshole, and then also because my parents raised me, I try to get less than Jordans.
Right.
When I probably could have got Jordans.
Shaqs.
But I'd always less than myself. So I get paid, like I can get a pair of Cavaricis. I wouldn't buy the exact pair I want to buy. I saw they had a discount pair, so I'd buy this blue pair.
Right.
And then like, this fucking looks dumb, and I'd never wear them. You know, so I'd always fuck myself by trying to take less.
Yeah.
You know?
My mom worked at Payless, so I had the hookup on all the fucking
Ponies.
cheap knockoff shoes.
Yeah, the Shaqs.
The Shaqs, the Airwalks, the
The Airwalk ones, yeah.
The Airwalks, dude. I had so many pairs of fucking Airwalks and Shaqs, basically. Yeah. That was like the only 2 things that I would get. But people, the scam that they would run in Payless stores would be they would walk in, put their old shoes in the box, walk out with new shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And that happened a lot.
I bet.
A shit ton.
Yeah.
And it was Payless, so it was like, you know.
Also, when you're a kid and what you do in the first place, that's what you do when you're going to buy them.
Right.
Like, you want to wear these out? Fuck yeah, I'm wearing them out. These are fucking cheetah shoes. You know, my parents, remember Mervyn's?
Yeah, Mervyn's.
That's where I got all my clothes on as a young kid when I first, you know, got clothes. So they didn't have, people had the ponies, you know, or the ponies, what was it? Kangaroos. Kangaroos back in the day were super hip. Everybody had kangaroos that had a zipper on the tongue, right? But the knockoff kangaroos were cheetahs. And then I thought of the day, I'm like, shit, why want to be a fucking kangaroo in the first place? At the zoo, I was a fucking lion.
Right.
So now I'm stepping up on fucking cheetah.
Yeah.
You know? Like, fuck your kangaroos. I got cheetahs, and I'm out there like, who's going to beat me? I didn't know about poor or rich. I just knew that I shop at Mervyn's.
Yeah.
And I wear cheetah clothes, cheetah pants, and so, like, that's the shoes I had, cheetahs.
That is fucking hilarious.
But the poor, like, they had I think it was Payless shoes. I think that's where it was. But they had shoes called ponies, and they're white. They look like almost like a referee would wear, white cleats. So not really cleats. They're white. They look kind of like cleats, like white shoes, but the bottoms were just a bunch of little knobbies. You know, not like the whole thing was full of knobbies. So you can wear them on. It was almost like they were artificial turf cleats. So that's the shoes that we get because I can wear them every day and I can wear them to football.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Speaking of, we're at noon, bro. Getting you late.
Shit.
That was fucking. We got to settle this down. We got to chop this up a little bit longer and longer. Imagine if we had another person in here.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. So once again, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to make sure you guys go subscribe and like. We have a second video here. We got Jasker.
Let's
Awesome.
go.
Let's
We got to start a podcast beef. We got to get our numbers up.
We'll find him. There's a guy out there who was trying to start it with someone else, bad friends, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
That's a fake beef. Those guys are faking it.
So we're going to go after them because first, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino are cool guys. I like them, and they're way bigger than us, right? They don't really know us. I don't think they'll dox us and hurt us like as like if we.
Oh, you want to start a beef with them?
Yeah, we'll go after Bobby Lee and I think Bad Friends is the group, but we should go after like
Bobby Lee's okay. Let's go after Santino. I hear he's got a Me Too brewing.
Oh.
He's about to get Me Too.
Literally, like you heard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? I got to look that up.
Oh, well, I don't think the news is anywhere, but...
We're just making it up.
No, I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up.
Allegedly.
I'm pretty sure there was like a theater that he would go to, and he was harassing like one of these underage like high school kids who worked there. It was like a girl.
Oh.
And it got to the point where she had to like tell her parents, and then the parents had to come to the theater, and then they had to like tell Santino like, okay, you can't perform here anymore. That's what I heard.
I gotta check that out because his whole thing is he's a husband and like his show's not sexualized at all.
Those guys, any of those guys who are like all about their relationship and stuff, those are the ones you gotta look out for.
Oh, bro, like that. You hear about that black relationship guy? So there was it's mainly East Coast, but there's like a love guru guy. He was all about relationships, and he based his whole career as being a love guru. And don't cheat on your wife. Treat your wife like a queen. If you don't treat your wife like a queen, you're a fucking piece of shit. You need to grow up, be a man. The whole thing was about being a man and appreciate your wife like she's a queen.
Yeah.
And don't cheat. And then he would talk shit on Charlemagne the God, because back in the day, Charlemagne the God used to cheat, and he always says Charlemagne the God. So I've been faithful since 2016. I'm proud of him, been faithful, but I did a lot of bad things. But now I'm faithful. Black men don't cheat. He always jokes around about it, but now I've been faithful. So this guy would talk shit about Charlemagne. Charlemagne was like, fuck you, I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I own it.
Right.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm growing, and you should understand that people are on their own path, and fuck you for telling people to do their own thing. And then it comes out that he was cheating on his wife the whole fucking time.
Yeah, he's got to be the biggest cheater.
So he got busted, and he first said, no, I didn't do it. Within like 5 hours, posted a video him holding his wife's hand, and she's like sitting there. She's not very good looking, and he's like, I messed up, but I'm gonna do better. And my wife's by my side, and so Charlemagne the God's like laughing his ass off.
Was he the donkey of the day?
Donkey of the fucking day, this guy, man. So like I was going looking at this guy on Instagram, and like his post about like my mistakes and had his wife next. His wife should just beat the shit out of him live on camera. We live yet? And just beat his ass because the guy's so full of shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's always those guys, right?
Why is she with him anyways? That's fucking. She's probably got some skeletons too.
Fucking what's going on, right?
Right.
So people sometimes you gotta move on. This guy at work I was talking to, and he was saying that the reason why society is so fucked up now is because people give up on the relationships. I'm like, bro, 70% of families have always people are divorced. They're starting to say 30% of people are right. No, 30% of people are just holding on or too scared to leave. People are just every relationship you ever had up until now is failure.
Yeah.
Even me, I was married for 10 years. It was failure.
It's just human nature. You get tired,
You grow.
Right.
Are you not growing? If you don't grow and don't ever do anything else, then you may not stay with that one person who doesn't grow.
Right.
But and that's another thing too, if you have this lifestyle and you do like hang out with your bros and doing this, and she has this lifestyle doing that, and you just meet up every once in a while, you guys are going to drift apart.
Oh yeah.
You have different lives completely.
Yeah.
And so just face it. Hey, this is what I'm going to do the best I can this time. Or maybe some people are just going to hold on. They understand, hey, business-wise, this thing works out best for me, and I'm content. Mm-hmm. Content is a big word. But a lot of people aren't content.
Right. No, a lot of people are fucking miserable, dude. They need a trip to Thailand.
Thailand, at least. That's where you get the lady boys. Was it we had
Avoid those
we had a newscaster,
unless you're into that.
something Ryan, and he got busted for fucking underage boys or something. And then within like 1 month, that motherfucker moved and flew to like the Philippines or fucking Thailand.
Yes.
He's like, I realize this is my lifestyle.
Yep. Fucking A. At least he's honest.
Yeah. Well, we're honest too. So check us out, Line the Truth. Subscribe, like, share. Go check us out there. Hit us up. Go to our webpage, Legends Podcasting. We're looking for hosts, comedians. You want to come record your podcast. The set won't look like this, but we can make you a legend and record here also. Got anything else, buddy?
No, you pretty much covered it all. Buy our merch. Line in the Truth merch.
Yes. We got more coming out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Headbands, beanies, socks.
Mad. Hey. Yeah.
All right, go get vaccinated.